Are you thinking it's time to take your life in a new direction? This might be the fresh start you've been waiting for. In this special video, we will look at the timeless teachings of Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy that still speaks loudly in today's noisy world. You'll discover 30 powerful Stoic principles that can help you handle life's changes, difficulties, and everyday struggles with more peace and confidence. For centuries, people have leaned on these ideas to build strength, stay calm, and find purpose. These principles don't just tell you how to live, they help you understand why you should live a certain way. They are like a compass for your inner world, especially when the outer world feels out of control. But this video is not only about doing more, it's also about doing less of what hurts you. That's why, after we share the 30 core principles that can reset your life, we'll also talk about a few habits and mindsets you need to leave behind. They may seem small, but they can block your growth without you even knowing. In life, we meet people who don't want the best for us. Sometimes that happens at work, in friend groups, or even at home. That's why it's important to build an inner wall of strength. Like a deep-rooted tree in heavy wind, its leaves shake, but its trunk stands firm. In this video, you'll learn how to grow that same strength inside yourself. Stoic wisdom gives us more than just tips. It gives us tools for real peace. Many think of strength as loud or forceful, but real strength is often quiet. It's steady, it's patient, it's the light that stays on even when the storm is loud. So take a breath, turn off the noise around you, focus only on this. Let this be the moment you begin again. Number 1. Prefer the inner scorecard. Whose approval are you really chasing? Be honest. Is it yours or someone else's? Too many people wake up every day and live their lives according to an external scorecard. They worry about how many likes they get, how many compliments they hear, what their boss thinks, what strangers on the internet say. They spend their energy trying to look successful instead of trying to be strong, calm, and focused. But here's the truth. If you let the world define your worth, it will control you. The Stoics knew this long before social media existed. They warned about it. Epictetus said that if you want to be free, stop trying to please everyone. Stop trying to be admired. He understood something most people today still haven't learned, that peace comes not from the approval of others, but from living in line with your own values. That's what it means to live by the inner scorecard. You stop measuring yourself by what others say. You stop waiting for permission to feel good about yourself. You decide, right now, what kind of person you want to be, and you live by that. Ask yourself, what do I admire in others? Honesty, strength, discipline, compassion. Then turn the question around. Am I living those values myself? If not, don't waste time trying to impress people. Work on impressing your own soul. See, the outer scorecard is always changing. One day, they love you. The next, they forget you. You can have millions of followers and still feel empty inside. You can have a fancy job title, a shiny car, a perfect body, and still hate the person staring back at you in the mirror. That's because the outer world rewards appearances, but the inner world rewards truth. When you live by the inner scorecard, you become untouchable. You don't need constant praise. You don't need to be seen. You just need to be who you said you would be. That's real strength. That's real freedom. But it's not easy. It takes discipline. It takes self-awareness. You have to stop comparing yourself to everyone else. You have to stop chasing applause and start chasing integrity. And most of all, you have to get comfortable being misunderstood. Because when you live by your own values, not everyone will agree with you. Some people will think you're strange. Some will say you're too quiet, too intense, too focused. Let them. Their judgment is their burden, not yours. Marcus Aurelius faced this. As emperor, he was surrounded by people trying to flatter him, control him, influence him. But he reminded himself daily, it doesn't matter what they say. What matters is whether I am just, whether I am kind, whether I do the work I was put here to do. He lived by the inner scorecard, and so should you. So today, take a moment, sit with yourself, forget the noise, forget what people think, forget what the world tells you to value, and ask yourself this: what does my best self look like? Then make one promise to show up as that person, no matter who's watching, no matter who's clapping, and even when no one notices at all. Because at the end of the day, it's not the opinions of others that you have to live with. It's your own conscience. So don't betray it. Live in a way that makes you proud. Be the kind of person you admire. And when your head hits the pillow at night, don't ask, did they like me? Ask, did I do the right thing? Prefer the inner scorecard, because the world can take everything from you, your status, your looks, your career, but it can never take away your character. That's yours alone. Hold on to it, and never let it go. Number 2, train perceptual reserve. What do you do when things go wrong? When the day doesn't go your way? When someone says something disrespectful? When plans collapse, traffic builds, and tempers rise? Most people react. They snap. They panic. They spiral. Why? Because they never trained themselves to pause, to observe, to breathe, to wait before responding. The Stoics called this perceptual reserve, the ability to hold back your first reaction, to see clearly through the emotion, and to respond with reason, not impulse. And it's one of the most powerful habits you will ever build. Every time you explode in anger, act out of fear, or let frustration control you, you lose a piece of your power. One bad reaction leads to another. One careless word turns into a fight. One emotional outburst ruins your whole day. And for what? Because you didn't take 5 seconds to pause? You don't have to react to everything. You don't have to take everything personally. You don't have to give your peace away every time something unexpected happens. That's what perceptual reserve protects. It gives you space, the space between what happens and how you choose to respond. And in that space, you take back control. Marcus Aurelius lived this. He didn't just write Stoic wisdom, he practiced it. As emperor, he dealt with betrayal, loss, stress, and pressure most people could never imagine. But he didn't lash out. He trained himself to stay calm. He built that inner pause, and from that stillness, he ruled with clarity. You can do the same, but it takes awareness. The next time you feel frustration rising, stop. Don't react. Just breathe. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Is my judgment clear? What would the best version of me do right now? That's the work. That's the discipline. And like anything else, perceptual reserve grows with practice. Start small. When someone cuts you off in traffic, pause. When your phone buzzes with bad news, pause. When someone says something rude or irritating, pause. You don't have to respond right away. You don't have to let emotion take over. You don't have to hand your peace over to every passing moment. Here's the truth. You don't owe the world a reaction. Not every insult needs a reply. Not every inconvenience deserves your outrage. Not every problem is a crisis. What looks like silence is often wisdom. What looks like stillness is actually power. What looks like passivity is strength under control. Storms will come. People will push your buttons. Life will throw things at you that you didn't expect. That's a guarantee. What isn't guaranteed is how you respond. That's on you. So train your mind to slow down. Don't be so quick to speak. Don't let the moment decide your mood. Let reason guide you. Let stillness become your default. That's how you build real power. Not the kind that screams, but the kind that chooses when to speak and when to walk away. Perceptual reserve is not weakness. It's not avoidance. It's mastery. It's the shield that guards your time, your energy, and your focus. So the next time something shakes you, stop. Breathe. Don't react. Choose. The moment between stimulus and response, that's where your growth lives. That's where your power begins. Train it. Protect it. Live from it. Number 3. Withhold first impressions. Your mind will try to judge everything instantly. It will label, react, and assume, without facts, without patience, without reflection. Someone looks at you the wrong way, and your mind says they're arrogant. A friend doesn't text back, and your mind says they're ignoring you. You hear a rumor, see a headline, feel a shift, and your mind creates a story before truth even has a chance to speak. This is dangerous, and it happens fast. First impressions are rarely based on reality. They're based on bias, on past wounds, on ego, on assumption. And if you let them guide you, you'll make decisions you can't take back. You'll treat people unfairly. You'll jump to conclusions that distort your thinking. You'll overreact to things that aren't even real. The Stoics warned about this. Epictetus said, "Don't let the force of impression carry you away." What does that mean? It means you can feel the pull of a reaction without surrendering to it. You can see the thought appear without believing it. You can feel the heat without acting on it. The moment something happens, your mind will offer a judgment, but you don't have to accept it. That's your power. That's your discipline. To withhold, to wait, to slow down and ask, is this actually true? Or is it just my first reaction? Practice this everywhere, in conversations, in conflicts, in silence. When you read a message, hear a tone, see a face, pause. Don't assume. Don't invent meaning. Don't let your ego fill in the gaps. Ask questions. Seek understanding. Let reality explain itself before you rush to judge it. Why does this matter? Because every time you accept a false impression, you drift further from truth. You stop seeing things as they are and start seeing them as your mind wants them to be. And that's not clarity, that's distortion. Remember, your first impression is a test, not a command. It's a moment to prove your awareness, not lose it. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "Is this something in my control? Is it as bad as it seems? What exactly has happened here?" That's a trained mind speaking. That's someone who refuses to be fooled by first thoughts. And this isn't about being passive. It's about being precise. You don't ignore your thoughts. You inspect them. You challenge them. You treat your own mind like a witness, not a master. That's how you grow. That's how you learn. That's how you make fewer mistakes. So when something upsets you or surprises you or triggers a strong reaction, step back. Breathe. Say to yourself, "This is just a first impression. I will wait before I trust it." That's not weakness. That's wisdom. That's you building a mind that sees clearly, instead of a mind that panics quickly. Most people trust their first feeling, and they suffer for it. They send the angry text. They speak the harsh word. They shut down the conversation. They misread a person's character. They miss what was really going on because they didn't wait. They didn't pause. They didn't think. Don't let that be you. Your mind is powerful, but it must be trained. You don't control what thoughts appear, but you do control which ones you believe. So guard your mind. Don't let it fool you with fast conclusions. Don't let it hijack your actions. Don't let it speak before reality has had its say. Withhold first impressions. Let the moment settle. Let your reason wake up. Then choose your response, not based on assumption, but on truth. That's how you stop reacting and start leading. That's how you gain control, not just of your thoughts, but of your life. Number 4, rehearse mental reverse. Things won't always go your way. People will disappoint you. Plans will break. Life will hand you the opposite of what you expected. That's not a glitch. That's reality. And if you only prepare for everything to go right, you'll fall apart the moment things go wrong. That's why you must rehearse mental reverse, the Stoic practice of imagining setbacks before they happen, not to invite negativity, but to build resilience. You don't hope for problems, but you prepare for them. You don't desire pain, but you train your mind to face it with strength. Most people are shocked when things go badly. They crumble. They complain. They say, "Why me?" Or, "This wasn't supposed to happen." But you are not most people. You are training yourself to be calm under pressure. You are preparing your mind to meet adversity, not be surprised by it. Mental reverse is simple. Before you begin anything, your day, a project, a conversation, pause and ask, what could go wrong? Not to be afraid, but to be ready. What if you get delayed? What if someone misunderstands you? What if the results disappoint you? How would you respond, with anger or composure, with fear or with clarity? Marcus Aurelius did this every morning. He reminded himself, "Today I will meet people who are selfish, rude, jealous, dishonest." Not because he hated people, but because he wanted to be mentally ready when it happened. If he expected perfection, he'd be caught off guard. But by rehearsing the reverse, he met difficulty without losing control. You can do the same. Don't just visualize success. Visualize challenge. Then walk through it in your mind. How would you respond if your schedule gets interrupted? If someone criticizes you unfairly? If you fail despite your best effort? Now ask, can I handle it? If yes, good. You've just made yourself stronger. If no, then you know what to train. Rehearsing reverse doesn't make you negative, it makes you prepared. It's not weakness, it's armor. While others are shocked by reality, you'll be standing calmly in it. You won't say, "Why me?" You'll say, "I trained for this." Start doing it daily. Before a meeting, think, what if it doesn't go smoothly? Before a trip, think, what if there are delays? Before you chase a goal, ask, what if I fail? And what will I learn if I do? Then remind yourself, even if that happens, I will be okay. I will stay composed. I will adapt. I will respond, not react. That's the power of mental reverse. You've already faced the worst in your mind, so you don't flinch when it shows up in real life. And remember, this isn't about being pessimistic. It's about being ready. It's about seeing the full picture, not just the part that feels good. The Stoics didn't deny hardship. They rehearsed it. They faced it early, so they wouldn't break later. So rehearse what could go wrong. Feel the discomfort now. Face it in your mind. Then, when the real test comes, it won't break you. It will reveal you. Prepare yourself daily. Expect obstacles. Accept uncertainty. Visualize challenge, not to fear it, but to master it. Because the goal is not a life without problems. The goal is a mind strong enough to meet them. Train it. Rehearse it. Own it. Number 5. Adopt as if thinking. If you want to change your life, start by changing how you act. Not later. Not someday. Now. Not when you're confident. Not when you're ready. Act as if you already are. That's as if thinking. It's simple and powerful. You act as if you're already disciplined, as if you're already focused, as if you're already the kind of person you admire, and in time, you become that person. You don't wait for courage to show up. You act as if you are already brave. You don't wait for motivation to come. You move as if you're already committed. You don't wait until life is perfect. You live as if you've already accepted the weight, and you carry it with strength. This isn't fake. This isn't pretending. It's training. You're not lying to yourself. You're leading yourself. The Stoics knew this. They didn't wait to feel virtuous. They practiced virtue. They didn't wait to feel strong. They acted strong. Over time, that action shaped their identity. Marcus Aurelius wrote about this often. When he was tired, he acted as if he had energy. When he was tempted to avoid responsibility, he acted as if duty was all that mattered, because it was all that mattered. He didn't trust emotion to guide him. He trusted principle. He acted on what was right, even when it didn't feel easy, especially then. This is how you build character. One decision at a time, one action at a time. You don't wait to become. You become through doing. You build the habit first. The identity comes later. So ask yourself, if I were already the disciplined version of me, what would I do this morning? If I were already calm under pressure, how would I respond in this situation? If I were already focused, already strong, already consistent, what choice would I make today? Then do that. Not tomorrow. Now. You don't need to feel ready. You need to act ready. You don't need to believe it fully. You need to begin. You don't need the perfect mindset. You need the next step. Done with intention. As if thinking breaks your patterns. It shuts down hesitation. It silences the voice that says, "I'm not there yet." It replaces it with action. Real, immediate, focused action. And that's how change actually happens. Not in a burst of motivation, but in a quiet decision. I'm going to live like it's already true. Not someday. Today. Act as if you're already strong enough to stop that bad habit. Act as if you already protect your mornings. Act as if you're someone who follows through, who doesn't make excuses, who does the hard thing because it's the right thing. And remember, your mind will catch up. Action leads belief. Behavior builds identity. You don't need permission to start. You need movement. The rest will follow. So whatever it is you're avoiding, whatever it is you keep saying you'll do once you feel ready, stop waiting. Adopt as if thinking. Walk forward. Step into the role now, not when the fear is gone, but in spite of it. Because if you act as if you already are, one day you won't be acting anymore. You'll just be living it. Number 6, live as a borrower of time. You don't own your time. You never did. Every day you wake up is borrowed. Every hour you live is on loan. and one day, without warning, it will be taken back. That's not meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. Most people live like they have forever. They delay what matters. They waste their mornings, their years, their lives. They say, "I'll start tomorrow." But what if tomorrow never comes? The Stoics understood this deeply. Seneca wrote, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire." In other words, you fear death, but you live like you'll never die. That's the contradiction. You weren't promised this week. You weren't promised this day. You weren't even promised this sentence. So stop assuming you have time to waste. Live like someone who borrowed this life, grateful, alert, and aware that it could be called back at any moment. When you think this way, everything changes. Petty things no longer matter. You don't waste time arguing, scrolling, hesitating. You don't put off that conversation. You don't hold back love. You don't wait to be the person you're supposed to be. You just become it. You stop chasing more and start using what you already have. You stop complaining about problems and start facing them, because there's no time to feel sorry for yourself. You stop caring what people think, because their opinions won't matter at the end. You start asking different questions. If I died tonight, would I be proud of how I spent this day? Did I use this hour well? Did I say what needed to be said? Did I live on purpose, or did I just float? That's the clarity you get when you live as a borrower of time. The Stoics didn't avoid thoughts of death. They faced it head-on, not with fear, but with urgency. Memento mori, remember, you must die. Not someday, but any day. That's not dark. That's liberating. Because once you accept that time is not yours, you finally learn how to use it. Start today. Look at your calendar like it's not guaranteed. Look at your relationships like they're not permanent. Look at your work, your routines, your distractions, and ask yourself, if I only had a short time left, would this still matter? Would this still deserve my attention? And if the answer is no, cut it out. Now. No delay. You're not too young to die. You're not too busy to pause. You're not too late to change. Live urgently, but not in a rush. Be deliberate. Be awake. Be present in every task, every word, every breath. When you walk, walk fully. When you speak, speak clearly. When you rest, rest deeply. That's how you show gratitude for the time you've been given. You are a borrower. And borrowed time is precious. So guard it, respect it, spend it on things that matter. Because you don't get to choose how long you live, but you do get to choose how deeply, how intentionally, how courageously. And when the loan is up, make sure you've used every second with honor. Live like someone who's been given a gift and knows it. Number 7. Mentally bury the day. The day is over. It's done. Whatever happened, happened. You can't change it. You can't fix it. You can't go back and do it differently. What you can do is end it properly, reflect on it, learn from it, and let it go. This is what it means to mentally bury the day. Most people carry their day into the night. They replay mistakes. They relive arguments. They worry about things they didn't finish, things they can't control. And then they wonder why they wake up tired, mentally heavy, emotionally drained, never really at peace. You need to build a habit of closure. Not every night will be perfect, but every night should be intentional. Before your head hits the pillow, stop. Sit with the day, walk through it, but don't get stuck in it. Look at what you did well. Look at where you failed. Own it, forgive it, then bury it. Marcus Aurelius did this. Before sleep, He reviewed the day, not to beat himself up, but to prepare himself to do better tomorrow. He understood the importance of reflection. He didn't run from his flaws. He faced them quietly, directly, and then moved on. That's what you must do. Ask yourself, did I live today the way I intended to? Did I keep my principles, or did I let emotion take over? Did I show up as who I want to be, or did I fall short? If you failed, good. You learned something. If you succeeded, good. You've proven progress is possible. Either way, it's done now. You can't carry the day forever. At some point, you have to set it down. That's what mental burial is. You thank the day for what it gave you, and then you put it to rest. No shame, no overthinking, just closure. And remember, this doesn't take hours. It takes attention. 5 quiet minutes. No distractions, no noise. Just you and your thoughts. Writing, meditating, praying, or simply breathing and looking inward. This is your reset. This is your end-of-day training. You're teaching your mind how to let go. You're protecting your energy. You're giving yourself the space to start fresh tomorrow, not still tangled in yesterday. And that's the goal, not perfection, but clarity. You want to go to bed empty, not stuffed with regret, not restless with guilt, but clean, clear, quiet. So every night, make this your ritual. Pause, reflect, learn, forgive, release. Did you say something you regret? Learn from it. Bury it. Did you waste time? Own it. Bury it. Did you fall short of who you want to be? Accept it. Bury it. Don't carry it into tomorrow. Don't stack guilt day after day until it becomes too heavy to lift. Let each day end where it ends. Mentally bury the day, because only when something is buried can something new begin to grow. Number 8. Guard the now against the next. You're always rushing toward the next thing, the next task, the next message, the next milestone, the next goal. And in the process, you lose the only thing that's real, the now. You don't even notice it happening. You sit down to eat, but your mind is already in the next meeting. You talk to someone you love, but your attention is somewhere else. You wake up, already behind on tomorrow. The moment you're in becomes invisible, and when your life becomes a blur of what's next, you never actually live. This is how most people waste their lives, not by doing nothing, but by doing everything while being nowhere. They move fast, but go nowhere meaningful. They get things done, but feel empty. They're productive, but never present. The Stoics warned against this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Concentrate every minute on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness. Not what's coming, not what might happen, what's right here. Because the future isn't promised, and the past can't be changed. The only thing you ever truly own is the moment you're in. And once it's gone forever. You can't recover it. You can't relive it. You can only choose to be in it right now. Guard it. Don't let your mind be hijacked by what's next. You don't need to check the next notification. You don't need to plan 5 steps ahead. You don't need to worry about things that haven't happened yet. What you need is to fully show up here, where life is actually happening. Be ruthless with your focus. When you're working, just work. When you're eating, just eat. When you're with someone, just be with them. Don't split your mind between what is and what's coming. That split is what drains you. That's what creates anxiety. That's what makes your days feel hollow, even when they're full. Living in the now doesn't mean ignoring the future. It means not sacrificing the moment in front of you for a version of the future that hasn't even arrived yet. Because here's the truth. If you can't be present now, you won't be present then. You'll just keep chasing the next thing forever. And one day, you'll look back and realize you were never really anywhere. You were always on your way, but never arrived. So guard the now. Protect it from distraction. Defend it from worry. Keep it safe from all the things trying to pull you forward before you're ready. Slow down. Notice the details. Feel your breath. Hear the silence. Listen fully. Speak slowly. Think clearly. Let your body be where your feet are. Let your mind catch up to your life. You don't need to rush. You need to return to the moment you're in. This is where peace lives. This is where clarity begins. This is where life actually happens. So stop asking, what's next? Start asking, what's now? And give that your full attention. Because if you don't guard the now, the next will steal your entire life. Number 9. Unpack the hour. Don't let your day become a blur. Don't move from one task to the next without thinking. Don't live in a constant rush. If you never slow down, you'll lose control of your time and your life. Unpacking the hour means pausing, even briefly, to reflect on what just happened. What did you do with the last hour? Where did your focus go? Did you act with intention, or did you let distraction take over? Were you present, or were you drifting? Most people live hour by hour without noticing. They waste time, then wonder where it went. They feel tired, but don't know why. It's not that they did too much, it's that they did it mindlessly. The Stoics practiced self-examination, not once a year, every day, every hour. Epictetus said, "Don't just say you've read something, show it. Don't just say you've lived wisely, prove it." That proof comes from awareness, from stopping, from looking at how you spent your time. So stop once every hour, or as close to it as you can. It doesn't need to be formal, just a few seconds. Ask yourself, what did I just do? Was it worth it? Did it move me forward? Or did I waste that time? Don't lie. Be honest. This is not about shame, it's about control. You can't improve what you don't inspect. If the last hour was scattered, acknowledge it. If it was focused, reinforce it. That's how progress happens. In real time, not just in hindsight. You're not just tracking productivity, you're tracking discipline. You're training your mind to stop sleepwalking through the day. You're building the habit of noticing, of directing your effort, of choosing what matters. And remember, this is not about being perfect. Some hours will be messy, that's normal. But if you never pause, you'll repeat the same mistakes. If you never unpack, you'll keep carrying mental clutter forward. You'll react instead of reflect, drift instead of lead. So reclaim your hours, reclaim your attention. Your life is made of hours, stacked one by one. Waste enough of them, and you waste your life. Master one at a time, and you master everything. Unpack the hour, check in, adjust, refocus, move with awareness, and repeat. That's how discipline is built. That's how intention becomes your default. Number 10. Avoid time contagion. Time is contagious. The way people treat theirs can infect how you treat yours. Spend enough time around the careless, and you'll start living carelessly. Spend enough time around the distracted, and you'll become distracted. Energy spreads. So does urgency. So does laziness. If you don't protect your time, other people will waste it for you. You must be ruthless with your hours. Who you spend time with is who you become. If you surround yourself with people who drift through life, scrolling, complaining, avoiding responsibility, you'll start doing the same. Not because you want to, but because you've let their rhythm override your own. The Stoics warned against this. Seneca said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve." That's not elitism. It's discipline. You have one life, one stretch of time, one set of days to build something meaningful. Why spend it around people who treat theirs like it doesn't matter? Time contagion is real. Look closely. Do the people around you value silence? Do they value depth? Do they use time with care or kill it out of habit? Do they spend hours in gossip, noise, distraction? And if they do, how long before you start slipping into the same rhythm? Guard your hours like your breath. Not everyone should have access. Not every invitation deserves a yes. Not every moment should be shared. If you don't set the boundary, someone else will cross it. This doesn't mean cutting everyone out. It means being conscious. Choose people who pull you up, not people who drain your focus. Choose environments that sharpen you, not ones that dull you. Choose conversations that build something, not ones that leave you empty. And remember, you can be the contagion too. Your urgency, your focus, your discipline can influence others. Just as you must avoid wasting your time, don't become the one who wastes someone else's. Respect their time. Show up on time. Speak with purpose. Leave space for silence. Be the person who brings intention into the room. Time contagion is always happening. The only question is, are you catching it? Or are you spreading something better? Look at your circle. Look at your calendar. Look at your last week. Was your time protected or infected? Did you choose how to spend it? Or did others decide for you? You become what surrounds you. So build a rhythm that's intentional. Make time your ally, not your enemy. Spend it with people who remind you of who you want to become. Because once time is gone, it's gone, and you never get it back. So protect it and never let it catch someone else's carelessness. Number 11. Exercise the inner citadel. You have a fortress inside you, a place no one can enter, no event can touch it. No insult, no loss, no pain can reach it unless you open the gates. The Stoics called this your inner citadel. It's your final stronghold, your mind, your principles, your judgment, and it must be trained like a muscle. Because when everything outside you falls apart, this is where you retreat, not to escape, but to endure. Most people live unguarded. The moment something goes wrong, they collapse. A word offends them. A plan fails and they panic. They've built their lives on what's outside: the job, the title, the applause, the comfort. So when that disappears, they do too. But if you build strength from the inside, you can survive anything. Exercising the inner citadel means preparing for storms. Not when they arrive, but now. It means practicing hardship when life is easy, training discomfort while you still have comfort, building clarity when things are quiet, so you're ready when they're not. It could be skipping a meal, taking a cold shower, sitting in silence, walking without your phone, saying no when it's easier to say yes, speaking calmly when you feel angry, doing the hard thing, not because you have to, but because you choose to. These are small drills for a stronger mind. Every time you do something difficult on purpose, you reinforce the walls of the citadel. Every time you delay comfort or resist temptation or stay calm in pressure, you're building the habit of strength. Marcus Aurelius faced war, illness, betrayal. But he reminded himself, the mind remains free. He wrote, "The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting." That's the voice of a man who trained the citadel, who didn't fear loss, because he built his peace where no one could steal it. You can do the same. Every challenge is an opportunity to go inward, to test your principles, to remind yourself that your reactions are your responsibility, not the world's, not other people's. So when things get hard, go to the citadel. Don't lash out. Don't beg for comfort. Don't fold. Retreat inward. Recenter. Then return stronger. And when things are calm, train harder. Because calm never lasts. Life will test you. People will test you. And if your only strength is external, you will break. But if your strength is internal, nothing can move you. So ask yourself, what am I doing daily to train the citadel? Am I facing discomfort? Am I choosing challenge? Or am I avoiding resistance and hoping life goes easy on me? Don't wait for adversity to start training. Build the habit now. Start small, stay consistent. And remember, the citadel only grows if you push it. No challenge, no strength, no resistance, no resilience. Exercise it. Every day, quietly, privately, without applause. Let your strength be invisible until it's needed. Then, when the world shakes, you'll be the one who doesn't, because your mind is your fortress, and you've trained it to stand alone. Number 12. Shift from hoping to acting. Hope is not a plan. It's not strength. It's not a strategy. Hope is passive. It waits. It delays. It says, I wish things were different. But nothing changes through wishing. Change only happens through action. The Stoics didn't rely on hope. They relied on effort, on clarity, on motion. Marcus Aurelius didn't sit around hoping Rome would fix itself. He got up and faced what was in front of him. Epictetus didn't hope for freedom. He trained his mind to be free, even in chains. They understood something simple and hard. If you want a better life, stop hoping for it. Start working for it. Hope can trick you. It can feel good. It can feel noble. But if it isn't paired with discipline, it becomes an excuse. You keep saying one day while wasting this day. You keep thinking the solution is out there when it's always been in your hands. Hope says, I'll feel better when things improve. Action says, I'll feel better because I'm improving. Every minute you wait is a minute you could have moved. Every time you say, I hope it works out, ask yourself, what have I done to help it work out? Wishing for strength won't make you strong. Hoping for peace won't make you calm. Wanting discipline won't make you consistent. Only action will. So stop hoping your emotions will change. Get up and change them. Go for the walk. Say the hard truth. Do the hard work. Build what needs to be built. Fix what needs fixing. Take the next step, even if it's small, even if it's messy, even if you don't feel ready. Because action creates clarity, and clarity kills doubt. Remember, hope without effort is a trap. It sounds good. It feels comfortable. But it's just another way to avoid responsibility. Don't fall for it. You don't need to wait until you feel confident. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need someone else's permission. You need to move. The next hour won't fix itself. The next day won't be different unless you are different. The time is now. The power is yours. So shift out of the waiting mindset. Drop the wishful thinking. Replace every "I hope" with "I will." Replace every delay with a deliberate step forward. You don't need more motivation. You need motion. And remember, action is proof. You don't need to say what you want. Let your behavior show it. Let your discipline speak for you. Let your results make the case. Hope is a beginning, but it cannot be the end. You are not here to wish for change. You are here to cause it. So get moving, now. Number 13. Disrupt self-inscription. You are not the story you keep repeating to yourself. You are not your past, not your mistakes, not your fears, not the labels others gave you. But if you keep writing those things into your identity over and over, you'll start to believe they're who you are. That's self-inscription. It's the quiet voice in your head that says, "I always mess up. I'm just not disciplined. I never follow through. I'm not good enough." It doesn't shout, it whispers. And if you don't challenge it, it becomes your default script. The Stoics didn't accept this kind of thinking. Epictetus said, "It's not things that disturb us, it's our judgment about them." That includes how we judge ourselves, the meaning we attach, the stories we carve into our identity. You think it's just how you are, but it's just a habit, a pattern. And like any habit, it can be broken. Disrupt it. Every time you catch yourself saying, "I always," or "I never," pause. Stop the narrative. Ask, is this true, or is this something I've repeated so often it just feels true? Maybe you failed once, maybe 10 times. That doesn't mean you're a failure. That means you failed. There's a difference. You are not fixed. You are not permanent. You are not a finished product. You are still being shaped by what you do, and just as much by what you say to yourself. So choose your language carefully. Words are not neutral. They build patterns in your brain. They create identity. They form your limits, or they break them. Don't say, "I can't focus." Say, "I'm training my focus." Don't say, "I always quit." Say, "I'm learning how to follow through." Don't say, "This is just who I am." Say, "This is what I'm working to improve." This is not about lying to yourself. It's about cutting off the toxic repetition that holds you down. It's about writing a new script, deliberately, consciously, daily. And it's not just what you say, it's what you reinforce through action. If you call yourself lazy, but get up early tomorrow, you've just proven the story false. If you call yourself weak, but show up and train anyway, you've disrupted the label. That's the work. That's how you start changing the inscription. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. That includes the power to reframe how you see yourself, to break the loop, to stop telling yourself the same old lie just because it's comfortable. So today, listen closely to your thoughts. Watch how you describe yourself when no one's around. And when the script starts to play, interrupt it, rewrite it, say something better, then back it up with action. Because you are not your past, you are not a label, you are not stuck. You are what you decide to become, starting now. Disrupt the story, reclaim the pen, and write something stronger. Number 14. Use adversity for technique. Adversity isn't the problem. Your reaction is. Life will hit you. It will test you. That's not optional. What's optional is how you use the hit. Most people break when things get hard. They complain. They shut down. They look for a way out. But the Stoic mindset is different. It asks one question: how can I use this? Not why me, not how do I escape it, but what skill can I sharpen right now? That's the shift, turning pain into practice, turning discomfort into training, turning resistance into improvement. When something blocks you, it becomes the thing you train against. Not in theory, in real time. That's how you develop strength, not by avoiding stress, but by meeting it with form. The obstacle becomes the gym. The moment of stress becomes the moment of discipline. You don't just survive the adversity, you extract something from it. A lesson, a habit, a principle. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." He didn't write that to sound clever. He wrote it to stay grounded in war, in politics, in grief, in pressure. He used life's friction to refine his technique. So can you. If someone insults you, use it to train composure. If plans fall apart, use it to train adaptability. If you feel fear, use it to train courage. If you're tired, use it to train consistency. If you're frustrated, use it to train control. Whatever life throws at you, there's a skill buried inside it, but only if you choose to look for it. Adversity exposes weakness, but it also reveals the path forward. Use it. Use the hard moments to get sharper, calmer, clearer. Don't ask life to be easy. Ask yourself to be better prepared. That's the Stoic way. Don't just get through it. Get something from it. Turn every difficulty into training. Treat every challenge like practice. You're building mental muscle, emotional form, philosophical balance. You're learning to move with precision when most people freeze. And remember, it's not about winning every time. It's about building technique every time. The failure teaches you timing. The delay teaches you patience. The chaos teaches you focus. The weight builds your strength. So the next time adversity shows up, don't retreat. Lean in. Use it. Say to yourself, "Good. This is exactly what I needed." Not because the pain feels good, but because the technique matters more. Life is going to test you either way, so train while it happens. Fight with form. Respond with structure. Grow through use. Because adversity doesn't just show you who you are. It gives you the chance to become someone better. Use it. Number 15. Practice the withdrawn strike. Not every attack needs a counter. Not every insult deserves an answer. Not every challenge requires you to swing back. Sometimes the strongest move is to hold your power, not to use it. That's the withdrawn strike. It's when you have every reason to respond, and you don't. When you could humiliate, dominate, or retaliate, and you choose restraint. Not because you're afraid, but because you're in control. The Stoics didn't see restraint as weakness. They saw it as strength perfected. Anyone can lash out. Anyone can react. It takes no discipline to throw a punch, verbally or otherwise, but to feel the heat and not move. To have the words, the power, the chance, and still choose stillness, that's mastery. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." You don't rise by mirroring pettiness. You rise by refusing to let small people drag you into small battles. Let them talk. Let them provoke. Let them posture. You stay composed. The withdrawn strike isn't passive. It's precise. It's not silence out of fear. It's silence by design. It's knowing you could and choosing not to. It's holding the sword, but keeping it sheathed. You have nothing to prove. The ego wants to win arguments, crush opponents, clap back fast. But the wise don't move to prove. They move with purpose, or they don't move at all. So the next time someone disrespects you, pause, feel it, then let it pass. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Does this deserve my focus? Or would responding just pull me down to their level? You'll usually find the answer is no, because people want a reaction. That's how they feel in control. When you don't give them one, you take back the power. You show them and yourself that you belong to no one's game but your own. This is the withdrawn strike, choosing not to spend yourself on the meaningless, choosing not to waste force where force isn't needed, choosing to walk away even when you could win, because winning the wrong battle is still a loss. Train this daily. When you're interrupted, pause. When you're insulted, pause. When you're tempted to argue, pause. Let your silence speak. Let your calm unsettle the chaos around you. That's real strength. That's what separates the reactive from the composed. And remember, not striking back doesn't mean surrender. It means selection. It means you conserve your energy for things that matter. Your mind, your mission, your discipline, not their noise. You don't need to prove you're powerful. You prove it by not using power when it's unnecessary. That's the Stoic way. That's the withdrawn strike. Master it, and they'll never be able to reach you. Number 16. Expect untrained minds. Most people are not thinking clearly. Most people are not calm, not disciplined, not grounded. They react, complain, blame, insult, and overthink. They gossip, they panic, they get offended by everything. They speak before they understand. They judge before they see the full picture. And yet we still act surprised. You shouldn't be. You should expect it. You should assume that many of the people you meet today will be acting from untrained minds, because they are. They haven't done the inner work. They haven't studied themselves. They haven't built patience, clarity, or restraint. The Stoics prepared for this every day. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Today you will meet people who are selfish, arrogant, deceitful, jealous." Why did he do that? Not to judge others, but to protect his own peace. Because when you expect chaos, you're not thrown off when it arrives. That's your job too, not to change everyone, but to hold your own form, to expect untrained minds and not let them shape yours. Someone cuts you off. Stay calm. Someone disrespects you. Don't mirror them. Someone gossips or rants or mocks or lies. Don't respond with emotion. Respond with control or not at all. This is not about pride. It's about practice. It's about discipline. You don't walk into a storm and complain about the rain. You bring a coat. You stay dry. You stay ready. So bring that same mindset into your day. Don't expect every conversation to be smooth. Don't expect every person to act with wisdom. Don't expect emotional intelligence from people who've never trained it. That's not cynicism. It's clarity. You can't control how people think. You can only control how you respond to it. If you want peace, don't depend on the emotional maturity of others. Depend on your own preparation, your own principles. Let others be loud. You stay quiet. Let others rush. You move with intention. Let others overreact. You hold the line. The more you expect untrained minds, the less surprised you'll be. And the less surprised you are, the more stable you become. Stability is a weapon. Use it. And remember, you were once there too. You weren't always composed. You didn't always think clearly. So meet others with understanding, but hold your standard. Just because their mind is untrained doesn't mean yours should follow. So when you leave your house, enter the world like a soldier enters a battlefield, not with aggression, but with readiness, mentally armored, focused, aware of what's coming. People will interrupt, complain, insult, provoke, and you will respond not with emotion, but with mastery. Expect untrained minds. Don't argue with them. Don't try to fix them. Don't follow them. Just recognize them and rise above. That's how you protect your peace. That's how you lead by example. And that's how you stay unshaken in a world that hasn't done the work. Number 17, be a silent example. Don't talk about your discipline. Live it. Don't explain your values. Embody them. Don't preach self-control. Show it. In a world full of noise, the most powerful thing you can do is lead without saying a word. Be a silent example. The Stoics didn't seek recognition. They didn't lecture others on how to live. They worked on themselves, quietly, consistently, relentlessly. They understood that talk fades, applause fades, but actions leave a mark, a real one. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to post it, announce it, or dress it up for the world to see. Just do the work. Stay steady, stay disciplined. Let the results speak for you. You wake up early? Good. No one needs to know. You trained today? Good. No one needs to clap. You resisted temptation, stayed calm under pressure, chose patience over ego? Excellent. No one needs to congratulate you. Why? Because it's not for them. It's for you, for your standards, for your principles. That's what makes it real. And when people do notice, because they will, don't boast. Don't explain. Don't point to yourself. Let them wonder. Let them feel it. Not because you force them to, but because you live in a way that makes others reflect. That's the power of being a silent example. You don't demand attention. You earn respect. You don't chase influence. You become a reference, a quiet force in the background, strong, stable, consistent. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." Don't say you're disciplined, be disciplined. Don't say you're focused, show up with focus. Let your presence carry the message. Let your behavior do the talking. This isn't about hiding, it's about humility. It's about aligning your actions with your ideals and letting those actions do all the speaking you'll ever need. So next time you're tempted to tell someone how hard you're working, pause. Let the results speak. Next time you feel the urge to explain why you're doing something different, remember, you don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing excellence. Lead with stillness. Influence through consistency. Be the one in the room who doesn't need to talk to be noticed. The one who doesn't need attention to feel fulfilled. The one who leads without needing followers. That's real power. That's real discipline. That's Stoic leadership. Be a silent example. Let your life make the noise. Number 18. Never borrow another's vice. If someone is rude, that doesn't give you permission to be rude. If someone lies, that doesn't give you permission to lie. If someone acts with arrogance, cruelty, laziness, or weakness, you don't copy them. You don't mirror their behavior. You hold your standard, always. The world is full of people who respond to wrong with more wrong. They say, "They disrespected me, so I disrespected them back." They think that's strength. It's not. It's imitation. It's emotional laziness. It means their behavior shaped yours, and that means you gave them control. The Stoics taught the opposite. Epictetus said, "If someone is rude, it is their problem. Don't become like them." Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, the best revenge is to be unlike him who did the injury. That's the mindset. You don't become what you dislike just to get even. Your values should not be for sale, not even in conflict, especially not in conflict. If someone loses their temper, stay calm. If someone gossips, stay silent. If someone cuts corners, stay honest. If someone mocks or provokes, stay grounded. Because your response is not about them, it's about you. It's a reflection of what you've trained, what you've built, and what you believe in. Never let someone's weakness become your excuse. Never let their behavior pull you down from the level you work to reach. That's not justice. That's regression. Even in war, a soldier doesn't throw down his sword and swing wildly just because the enemy does. He stays sharp. He stays focused. He uses discipline, not impulse. Why? Because skill wins, emotion doesn't. You have to be the same. Let others act from ego, insecurity, or fear. You act from principle. Let them act out. You act inward. You stay measured. You stay aligned. And remember, your real power is not in matching their energy. It's in breaking the cycle. It's in showing restraint when it's hardest. It's in walking away when your pride wants to fight. That's what makes you strong. Not noise, not revenge, not imitation. The world doesn't need more reaction. It needs more resistance. More people who can say, "I see how you act, but I will not follow you into that." So be one of them. Be harder to move. Be slower to fall. Be immune to borrowed vices, because they are always offered, but they are never worth it. You have a standard. Protect it. You have a code. Stick to it. You have self-respect. Don't trade it for someone else's bad behavior. Never borrow another's vice. Return it to sender, without anger, without ego, without a word. Just walk away clean. Number 19. Don't overvalue the tribe's cheers. Praise feels good. Approval feels rewarding. Recognition can be addictive. But if you start needing the tribe to clap for you, you're already losing control. You've made their opinion your compass, and now you're drifting. Don't overvalue the tribe's cheers, because the same people cheering today may ignore you tomorrow. The crowd is fickle. Their love is conditional. Their memory is short. If your identity is tied to applause, you'll be forced to perform for it. You'll change who you are just to stay liked. You'll sacrifice your principles just to stay relevant. The Stoics warned against this trap. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Ambition means tying your well-being to what others say or do. Sanity means tying it to your own actions. In other words, let them clap or stay silent. Let them notice or overlook. None of it should shake you. You don't need to be admired. You need to be aligned with your values, your character, your mission. Approval is a byproduct, not a goal. If it comes, fine. If it doesn't, keep going. You weren't doing it for them anyway, because real strength isn't loud. It doesn't need validation. It doesn't rise or fall with other people's opinions. It moves forward with clarity, even when no one's watching, even when no one says a word. So ask yourself, if no one ever praised me for this, would I still do it? If no one saw my effort, would I still commit? If the answer is yes, you're free. If the answer is no, you've given away your freedom. Don't let the tribe's cheers trick you into dependence. Don't let applause make you soft. Don't trade your soul for a spotlight. You weren't made to entertain. You were made to endure, to build, to live by reason, not reaction. So keep your head down, keep your principles high. Let the crowd come or go. Let the noise rise or fade. You are not here to impress, you are here to become. And remember, the world's applause is not a measure of your worth. Your integrity is, your discipline is. The quiet work you do when no one's watching, that's what counts. Don't chase the cheers. Don't live for the crowd. Stand firm. Stay focused. Let them clap or stay silent. It changes nothing. You know who you are. That's all that matters. Number 20. Value being useful over being impressive. Stop trying to look important. Start trying to be of use. In a world obsessed with attention, applause, and image, it's easy to start measuring your worth by how you appear instead of what you contribute. But the Stoic path is different. It's not about standing out, it's about showing up. It's not about being admired, it's about being effective. Marcus Aurelius didn't want to be seen as powerful, he wanted to be just. Epictetus didn't want to impress crowds, he wanted to strengthen minds. The goal was never to look good, the goal was to do good. Impressiveness fades, usefulness lasts. A clever quote might earn applause, but a kind act helps someone breathe easier. A flashy title may get respect for a moment, but quiet service earns trust that stays. Ask yourself, do I want to be seen or do I want to be needed? Because those are not always the same thing. If you chase appearances, you become a performer, always adjusting, always curating, always afraid to be seen as ordinary. But if you chase contribution, you become solid, you become reliable. You become the one people can count on when it actually matters. Being useful means doing the work that's needed, even if no one sees it, even if no one claps, even if it never makes your profile look more interesting. You solve problems, you bring clarity, you lighten loads, you make things better, not just louder. And remember, most impressive things are surface, most useful things are silent. A plumber is useful, a nurse is useful, a parent, a teacher, a builder, a farmer, useful. They don't post their value, they live it. Being useful is not about being average. It's about being aligned with reality, with action, with service. It's about doing the task that needs doing, not the one that makes you look good. That's what builds trust. That's what makes a life meaningful. So drop the need to impress. Stop trying to sound wise. Don't speak just to be heard. Don't act just to be noticed. Speak when it helps. Act when it matters. Show up when it counts. Not to gain attention, but to offer value. The world has enough noise. It needs substance. And you don't need to shine to be strong. You don't need to stand out to make a difference. You just need to be useful. In your work, in your words, in your habits, in your presence. Ask yourself every day, who did I help? What did I build? What weight did I lift for someone else? That's the real measure of a day well lived. So be useful, quietly, steadily, consistently, and let the results speak for you. Number 21. Reject accidental wealth. Don't admire what was never earned. Don't chase what came by luck. Don't build your identity around what can be taken away tomorrow. That's accidental wealth. Money, status, praise, or privilege gained without discipline, without virtue, without effort. And if you worship it, it will own you. The Stoics warned against being dazzled by fortune. They saw clearly, anything that can be given by chance can be taken by chance. It's not stable. It's not yours. And if you tie your happiness to it, you're standing on sand. Reject accidental wealth, not because wealth is bad, but because unearned wealth is dangerous. It makes you forget what really matters. It tricks you into thinking you've succeeded when you've just gotten lucky. It creates entitlement instead of gratitude, ego instead of humility. Ask yourself, did I build this through effort, through skill, through integrity? If not, be careful. Don't attach your identity to it. Don't protect it like it's part of your soul. Enjoy it if it helps you live better, but be ready to lose it without complaint. Marcus Aurelius had power, luxury, and influence beyond imagination. But he wrote to himself daily as if he had none of it. He reminded himself, it's all borrowed. None of it is permanent. Only character is. So while others chase sudden wins, fast money, or overnight praise, you stay steady. Build what's real. Build what no one can give you and no one can take. Virtue, wisdom, discipline, clarity. That's true wealth. That's earned. That lasts. And when fortune does smile on you, stay humble. Don't let comfort soften you. Don't let success blind you. Keep your grip loose. Keep your ego quiet. Keep your mind sharp. Reject accidental wealth. Choose earned strength, always. Number 22. Audit your dependencies. What are you leaning on that you shouldn't be? That's the question, because over time, things creep in. Habits, substances, comforts, routines, screens, people. They start as tools, then they become habits, then they become needs. And eventually, you're not in control anymore. They are. The Stoics warned against this. They trained for self-sufficiency, not because they wanted to isolate, but because they didn't want to need anything to be at peace. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." And your dependencies? Most of them are outside your control. Audit them. What do you reach for when you're anxious? What can't you get through the day without? What do you fear losing, not because it's meaningful, but because you've grown reliant? Is it caffeine, validation, constant noise, a person, a comfort you tell yourself you deserve? Be honest. Dependence is anything you believe you need just to feel normal. That belief weakens you, because every dependency is a crack in your armor. Every dependency is a chain, thin at first, but tightening over time. The more you rely on it, the less you trust yourself. And if it gets taken away, so does your clarity, so does your strength, so does your peace. You should be able to walk away from anything that owns too much of you. Can you sit with silence? Can you go a day without the stimulant, the scroll, the praise? Can you keep your mind still without reaching for the crutch? If not, it's time to train. Not to punish yourself, but to remember you don't need as much as you think you do. Start small. Choose one thing you lean on too heavily. Step back from it. See how strong you really are. Remind your mind who's in charge. Audit your time. Audit your habits. Audit your thoughts. What do you depend on that you've never questioned? What have you allowed to become automatic? Because freedom isn't found in adding more, it's found in needing less. Don't be the person who has to scroll to think, or drink to relax, or be praised to feel worthy. Be the one who can face life clean, uncluttered, unchained, untouched by false necessity. And remember, you were born complete. You were built with enough. The world sells you more because it profits from your dependence. But the Stoic doesn't buy into that. The Stoic returns to simplicity, to strength, to peace that can't be stolen by losing what was never needed. Audit your dependencies, reclaim your freedom, choose what stays, release what owns you, and never mistake comfort for control. Number 23. Voluntary loss practice. If you fear losing it, it owns you. If you can't let go, you're already controlled. The Stoics knew this, and they trained for it. They practiced losing things on purpose, not out of pessimism, but preparation. Not to suffer, but to build strength. This is voluntary loss practice, the habit of occasionally going without what you could easily have, to remind yourself that you don't need it. Fast, even when food is available. Sleep on the floor, even if there's a bed. Walk when you could drive. Turn off your phone. Let go of comfort on purpose, not to punish yourself, but to prove you're not dependent on it. Seneca called this poverty training. He would eat little, wear rough clothes, and ask himself, "Is this what I feared?" The answer was always no, because when you face the thing you fear, you see it clearly. And when you see it clearly, it loses its power. You don't have to do this every day, but you must do it deliberately. You must strip things away, by choice, so that you're never caught off guard when life strips them from you without asking. Because life will take titles, income, comfort, people, control. And if you've never trained yourself to live without, you'll break. But if you've practiced loss in advance, you'll stand. So practice losing. Practice letting go. Not in despair, but in freedom. Leave the house without your phone. Spend a day without spending money. Say no to the thing you always say yes to. Let yourself feel the tension, and then let it pass. You'll realize you need much less than you think, that you're stronger than your habits, that your peace doesn't come from things, it comes from detachment. Voluntary loss doesn't weaken you. It hardens you. It clears out clutter. It builds gratitude. You stop taking things for granted because you've proven to yourself you can live without them. And remember, this isn't about pretending to be poor. It's about removing the illusion that you're rich because of what you have. You're not. You're rich when you know you could lose everything and still remain yourself. So once in a while, strip it down. Give something up. Detach. Discomfort is the drill. Freedom is the result. Because if you can lose it and stay steady, then you never needed it to begin with. And if you can choose loss, you'll never be afraid when life chooses it for you. Number 24. Simplify your role identity. You are not your job title. You are not your social media bio. You are not the roles others expect you to play. You are a human being, simple, capable, temporary. Everything else is just detail. The modern world tells you to be everything at once. Be successful, be interesting, be a leader, be a creator, be a brand, be a persona, be seen. And in trying to play all these roles, you lose sight of who you really are beneath them. The Stoics kept it simple. Marcus Aurelius saw himself as a man, nothing more. Yes, he was emperor. Yes, he carried enormous responsibility. But he reminded himself constantly, you are a soul carrying a body, doing your duty for a short time. Don't make it more than it is. Strip away the titles. Strip away the ego. What are you here to do? You are here to think clearly, to act with justice, to speak with honesty, to contribute, to endure, to stay grounded in chaos. That's it. Your role is not to impress, it's to serve, not to build an image, but to build character, not to seek recognition, but to seek wisdom. So simplify. Don't inflate your identity with status or labels. You don't need to be something in the eyes of others. You just need to fulfill your duties with excellence. Quietly, consistently, completely. Are you a parent? Then guide and protect. Are you a student? Then study with discipline. Are you a builder? Then build with care. Are you a leader? Then serve with humility. Are you simply a person alive today? Then act like it matters. Let go of the performance. Let go of trying to be interesting. Let go of everything that distracts you from the task at hand. You don't need to introduce yourself with titles. Let your actions speak. Let your decisions define you. Let your consistency shape your reputation, not your image. And remember, the more roles you try to play, the more confused you become. The ego multiplies, the mind clutters, the pressure grows. But when you return to simplicity, everything gets lighter. Ask yourself, what is my role today, in this moment? Then do only that. No extras, no posing, no noise. Simplify your role identity so you can focus on the work, so you can think clearly, so you can move freely. Because when you stop trying to be someone, you finally have the space to be useful. Titles fade, applause fades, but the person who shows up and does their duty, that person endures. Be that. Nothing more, nothing less. Number 25. Follow the Logos rhythm. There's a deeper order to life, a rhythm behind the chaos. The Stoics called it Logos, the rational structure of the universe. Nature's law, the current beneath everything. You don't control it, but you can choose to move with it or against it. When you fight it, you suffer. You resist what's happening, wish things were different, cling to outcomes you can't force. That's when you feel stuck, bitter, restless, because you've forgotten the world doesn't obey you, but it does teach you if you listen. Following the Logos rhythm means aligning with reality, accepting what is, not resenting it. It means asking, what is this moment asking of me? Not what do I want from it, but what is it asking from me? Sometimes it asks for effort, so you work. Sometimes it asks for patience, so you wait. Sometimes it asks for stillness, so you pause. Sometimes it asks for courage, so you step forward. The Logos is always moving. The sun rises, the seasons change, time passes whether you're ready or not. You can complain, or you can listen, adjust, adapt, flow, not aimlessly, but in harmony with the design. This is not passivity, this is precision. It's seeing that you're a small part of something vast, that your job is not to bend the world to your will, but to play your role well, no matter the conditions. Marcus Aurelius didn't ask the universe to favor him. He asked for the strength to match it. He saw every obstacle as part of the rhythm, not a disruption, but a cue, a signal for him to act with reason. You can do the same. Look at your life. Where are you resisting the current? Where are you forcing what's not working? Where are you ignoring what nature is clearly showing you? Stop, listen, return to rhythm. Wake early with the sun. Work when it's time to work. Rest without guilt. Let go of what's gone. Embrace what comes next. Do what's in front of you with full presence. Then release it when it's done. That's the Logos rhythm. Action without obsession. Control without clinging. letting events unfold without losing your center. And remember, just because it's uncomfortable doesn't mean it's wrong. Logos isn't here to make you comfortable. It's here to make you stronger, wiser, more aligned with truth. When things fall apart, that's the rhythm too. When plans shift, when people leave, when difficulty shows up, don't resist. Adjust your step. Keep your balance. Following the Logos means knowing when to act, when to let go, when to endure, and when to move on. It means trusting that everything has its place, even pain, even silence, even delay. So live in rhythm. Breathe in step with the world around you. Match your effort to the season, your mindset to the moment. Don't force, don't beg, don't freeze. Flow with awareness, with discipline, with principle. The Logos is always speaking. The question is, are you listening? Number 26. Live according to nature's cycles. Nature does not rush. It does not force. It moves with rhythm, with seasons, with patience, and you are not separate from it. You are part of it. But most people live out of sync. They expect progress to be constant, energy to be unlimited, clarity to come instantly. They fight the slow days. They panic in the quiet. They try to bloom in every season, and when they can't, they think something is wrong. It's not wrong. It's natural. You are meant to have cycles, times of action, times of rest, times of growth, times of stillness. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius observed nature constantly, not just the beauty, but the order. He saw the way things rise and fall, without complaint, without ego. A tree doesn't resist winter. It endures it. It uses it. You should too. When your mind is tired, don't punish it. Reset it. When your body asks for rest, listen. When things move slowly, accept the pace. Not every day is for conquering. Some days are for preparing. Some seasons are for planting, not harvesting. To live according to nature is not passive. It's intelligent. It means understanding timing. It means knowing when to push and when to pause, when to speak and when to be silent, when to persist and when to let go. The world wants you to be on all the time, but nature says otherwise. Even the sun sets, even the tide pulls back, even fire goes out. So why should you believe that burnout is strength or that rest is weakness? It's not. Discipline is knowing when to move and when not to. Wisdom is knowing when it's your season and when it's time to step back and gather yourself. Observe nature more. Look at how it works without noise, without rush, without the need to prove anything. That's not laziness. That's alignment. A Stoic doesn't fight the cycle. A Stoic works within it, uses it, learns from it. When life slows down, don't panic. Prepare, reflect, clean your inner house. When you feel low, remember, no winter lasts forever. When things grow fast, stay humble. When things fall away, let them. Everything has its time. Everything rises and falls. So stop expecting yourself to bloom every day. That's not strength. That's delusion. Real strength is seasonal. It honors the rhythm of life. It doesn't cling to the high or fear the low. Live like nature. Move with cycles. Be steady. Be ready. Be aware. Because when you live in rhythm, you don't resist life. You cooperate with it. And that's where peace begins. Number 27. Respect natural limitations of others. Not everyone will understand you. Not everyone will meet your standards. Not everyone will think, speak, act, or grow the way you expect them to. And that's not a flaw, it's nature. People have limits, temperaments, blind spots, habits shaped over years. Expecting them to change instantly or be like you is a recipe for frustration. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "When you wake up, expect to meet the ungrateful, the arrogant, the selfish. And remember, they act this way not out of malice, but out of ignorance." So don't take it personally when people fall short. Don't waste energy being offended by what they can't yet see or do. Respect their nature. Respect where they are. That doesn't mean you approve of bad behavior. It means you don't let it control your response. You don't get angry at a child for not lifting a heavy weight. You don't get mad at the wind for blowing cold. So why act surprised when people fail to live up to your ideal? They are human, flawed like you, imperfect like you, struggling with things you may never see. This isn't weakness. It's wisdom. It's emotional discipline. It's choosing peace over constant irritation. People are going to speak out of turn, break promises, disappoint you, say one thing and do another. Let them. You don't have to react to everything. Your job is to stay steady, to lead by example, to correct gently when necessary, but never with ego, never with resentment. You do your duty, you stay aligned with principle, but you don't expect perfection from others when even you are still working on yourself. And when someone does better, recognize it, encourage it, but don't cling to it. Even progress is uneven. People grow in cycles, not in straight lines. So lower your expectations, not out of apathy, but out of clarity. Respect others' natural limitations. Speak with reason. Respond with patience. Set boundaries with firmness, not rage. Teach, don't shame. Guide, don't dominate. And remember, someone once had to be patient with you. Someone probably still is. So, be the example. Stay calm when others aren't. Stay fair when others act unfairly. Stay composed when others are reactive. That's not passivity, that's Stoic strength. Respect the limits of others and control your own. Number 28. Debrief like a general. A Stoic doesn't just live the day, they learn from it. Every experience, every mistake, every small victory is a lesson waiting to be studied. That's why you must debrief. Not emotionally, not dramatically, but like a general, calm, clear, and brutally honest. The day is your battlefield. You showed up, you made choices. Some were strong, some were weak. Now step back, review the field. What went right? What went wrong? Where did emotion interfere? Where did you keep your principles? What did you ignore that should have been addressed? What did you tolerate that you won't tolerate tomorrow? Most people avoid this. They numb out at the end of the day. They reach for distraction instead of discipline. But avoidance doesn't lead to growth. Only reflection does. Marcus Aurelius debriefed every day, in writing, in thought, in silence. He asked himself, did I act in line with reason? Was I fair? Was I useful? Was I ruled by impulse or by virtue? He didn't do this to shame himself. He did it to prepare better for the next day. That's the point. You don't review the past to regret it. You review it to refine it. So make it a habit. At the end of your day, pause. Sit in silence. No screens, no noise, just your memory, your mind, and your standards. Ask yourself, where was I weak? Where was I strong? What did I ignore? What did I fear? What did I postpone? Write it down if you need to, but don't rush it. This is your mental sharpening. This is where discipline grows. Don't let your days blur together. Don't let mistakes repeat without correction. Don't let yourself drift. The Stoic is always adjusting, always tuning, always learning, because each day is a training ground. And remember, debriefing is not about perfection. It's about awareness. Awareness is the first step to control, and control is the first step to freedom. Debrief like a general. Study your own life like it matters, because it does. Your choices are your legacy. So don't just live, observe. Don't just act, analyze. Don't just push forward. Look back and make sure you're still moving in the right direction. That's how you get better, day by day, quietly, clearly, relentlessly. Number 29. Practice inner weather reports. You check the weather outside, but do you ever check the weather inside? Your thoughts, your moods, your state. Do you even notice them? Most people don't. They just react. They feel off and can't explain it. They're short with others, unmotivated, anxious, and they think it's the world, when really, it's their own unexamined mind. That's why you practice inner weather reports. A quick check-in, a mental scan, not to fix anything, just to see clearly, just to notice. What's the mood right now? Clear skies, or cloudy with frustration? Tense, calm, scattered, focused? You can't master what you won't face. The Stoics knew that. They didn't suppress emotion, they observed it. They didn't lie to themselves about how they felt. They questioned it. What am I thinking right now? Is it true? Is it useful? It's not weakness to feel off, but it is weakness to be unaware of it. You have to know your state, because it leaks into everything. Your choices, your words, your energy. Unchecked emotion becomes action. Action becomes consequence. And it all starts from within. So build the habit. Pause, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, before you respond. After something throws you off, take 30 seconds and check. What's going on in here? Name it. Don't run from it. Right now I'm irritated. Good. Now you know. Right now I feel restless, scattered, unfocused. Good. Now you have a choice. That's the point. Not to judge it, not to bury it, but to observe and reset. If it's clear skies, use that focus. If it's stormy, don't panic. Adjust. Just like real weather, your state will pass. What matters is how you move through it. The goal isn't perfect calm. The goal is awareness. And from awareness, control. Marcus Aurelius did this every day. He wrote it down. He tracked his thoughts, corrected his distortions, reminded himself of truth. He didn't assume his mind was always right. He trained it, shaped it, questioned it. Do the same. You don't need a journal if that's not your style. Just check in, quietly, privately. No one even has to know. But you will know. And that changes everything. Because most people walk around storming on the inside, but pretending they're fine. That's how mistakes happen. That's how emotions take over. That's how people lose control without realizing it. Not you. You'll stay sharp because you checked. You'll stay composed because you knew what was going on inside before it bled into the outside. That's strength. That's self-leadership. So build the habit. 3 times a day, or once an hour if you need it. Short, quiet, honest. Practice inner weather reports, not to feel perfect, but to see clearly. And remember, clarity creates power. Power over reaction, power over emotion, power over your next move. Check the sky inside, then decide how you'll walk through it. Number 30. Refine the micro-virtues. Everyone talks about the big things: discipline, courage, justice, wisdom. But the Stoic doesn't just train in bold strokes. The Stoic sharpens the details, the small, quiet virtues, the invisible habits, the things no one claps for, but everything depends on. Micro-virtues are the tiny expressions of character that reveal who you really are. Returning the cart, honoring your word, pausing before you interrupt, finishing what you start, listening when you could talk, resisting the urge to explain, defend, or complain. They're small, but they are not minor. They form the base of your integrity. They are the bricks in the foundation. Without them, your bigger virtues are just for show. Anyone can act noble in public. But what about when no one's watching? What about when it doesn't benefit you? What about when it's inconvenient, slow, unnoticed? That's where the Stoic trains, quietly, consistently, unseen. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it." Simple, direct. But behind that is 100 daily moments where the mind must be alert, clean, sharp, self-contained. So ask yourself, where am I slipping in the small? Do I exaggerate? Do I cut corners? Do I walk past what I know I should fix? Do I let my tone go unchecked? Do I act different depending on who's in the room? The work is here, in the micro, because that's where the ego hides. That's where the real habits live. Train in patience, train in restraint, train in silence, train in being on time, in finishing the dishes, in not reacting to every emotion, in checking your posture, in putting your phone down, in choosing the harder right over the easier wrong. Not once, every day. Because the person who can govern the small can be trusted with the large. The one who sharpens the micro-virtues builds an inner structure that cannot be broken, no matter what comes. And remember, your reputation may come from what people see, but your character comes from what you do when no one's looking. Refine it. Not because you have to, because you choose to, because that's who you are. Because that's what Stoicism is, the pursuit of excellence, even when no one is watching, especially then. So go back to the small, reclaim the unnoticed, elevate the ordinary, make every moment a proving ground. That's where mastery lives. That's where strength is built. Refine the micro-virtues and let them refine you. You've just walked through 30 Stoic principles, not theories, not quotes to collect, but tools to use, tools to wake you up, to sharpen your thinking, to strip away the noise and bring you back to what matters. You've learned to rise early with purpose, to train stillness under pressure, to expect hardship, to act instead of wish, to serve over impress. You've been reminded that strength lives in simplicity. That clarity comes through action. That peace is not given, it's built. Now the question is simple. Which principle will you apply today? Drop it in the comments. One line, no fluff. Start with, starting today, I choose. Then finish it with the Stoic principle you're committing to. That's not just a comment, it's a contract with yourself. And if this series helped you reset your focus, subscribe to the channel. More is coming. No hype, no noise, just timeless tools to make you stronger, one principle at a time. Stay sharp, stay grounded, stay ready. Today, we're going to explore how to start your day with a Stoic mindset. The way we begin our mornings has the power to shape the entire course of our day. Stoicism, an ancient but timeless philosophy, offers us profound lessons for this daily reset. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic thinkers, reminds us of the privilege of simply being alive, to breathe, to exist. Rather than allowing stress or a foul mood to dominate our mornings, we can choose to greet the day with a mindset rooted in love, awareness, and appreciation. Let's dive into 15 things we should avoid first thing in the morning by applying Stoic principles, small but powerful changes that can transform not only our mornings but our entire lives. Stay with me as we discover how shifting our morning mindset with Stoicism can lead to a more balanced, joyful, and meaningful life. Let's begin with one of the most common traps: clinging to your phone. Starting your morning by diving into your smartphone immediately clouds your clarity. In today's fast-paced world, it's almost instinctual. We wake up and grab our phones, instantly pulling ourselves into the chaos of the digital world. But what does this really do for our peace of mind? Stoic philosophers like Seneca warned against wasting precious time and beginning the day by absorbing external noise. When we allow the world's frenzy to flood into our minds before we've even connected with ourselves, we weaken our foundation for the day. Think of your mind as a quiet garden at dawn. Reaching for your phone is like planting weeds in that garden instead of nourishing it with flowers. Why not sow seeds of peace and intention instead? A short meditation, a few minutes of gratitude, or even the simple joy of quietude can shape a day that's more grounded and purposeful. Marcus Aurelius taught that the quality of our thoughts determines the happiness of our lives. When we begin the day with digital noise, we sabotage our inner clarity and purpose. Our brains, much like eager sponges, absorb what we expose them to. Feed it with chaos, and it will carry that through the day. Feed it with peace, and the difference will be remarkable. Challenge yourself to break the habit. Let your phone wait. Embrace the morning silence. Breathe deeply. Reflect. Set a gentle but firm intention for your day. This subtle shift can transform how you handle everything that comes your way. Remember, you are the gardener of your own mind. Tend to it with care from the very first light, and you'll harvest a life of greater balance and satisfaction. The digital world can wait. Your well-being should not. Another trap we often fall into is giving in to negativity as soon as we open our eyes. Whether it's grumbling about the quality of our sleep or dreading the arrival of Monday, these thoughts immediately set a negative tone. Stoic wisdom, especially from Epictetus, reminds us that it's not the events themselves, but our responses to them that determine our experience. Visualize your mind as a garden once again. Complaints are weeds that stifle the growth of anything good. Instead of letting those weeds grow, how about planting seeds of gratitude? Marcus Aurelius noted that the nature of our thoughts defines our happiness. So instead of getting lost in regret or resistance, challenge yourself to find 3 things to be thankful for. It could be the scent of freshly brewed coffee, the warm sunlight streaming through your window, or the anticipation of seeing a loved one. This isn't about toxic positivity. It's about giving your mind a compass, a direction. Our brains work like emotional GPS systems. The direction you set early on influences your entire journey. Gratitude shifts that direction toward joy. It not only uplifts our spirit, but strengthens our capacity to meet challenges with grace. Imagine waking up, pausing for a breath, and feeling genuine appreciation for your home, for your health, for a fresh start. That small shift in perspective has the power to transform not just your morning, but your whole day. Complaining may feel easy, but it rarely serves us. Gratitude, on the other hand, is a muscle. The more you work it, the more natural it becomes. You may be surprised how this simple change rewires the rest of your day. So next time the alarm rings, resist the urge to grumble. Pause, breathe, and look for what you can be thankful for. Follow Epictetus's wisdom and witness how this humble morning practice gradually illuminates not only your day, but your entire life. Another silent trap is procrastination. Lingering in bed when it's time to rise. Wake up with energy and a willingness to embrace the day ahead. Hitting snooze again and again may seem harmless, but it actually undermines our energy and motivation. Each time we delay getting up, we disrupt our sleep cycles, which can leave us groggy and scattered. Stoic philosophy offers a powerful antidote: the discipline of self-mastery. Epictetus said that true freedom is found in self-control. Marcus Aurelius reminded us to wake with gratitude and purpose. What if we began to view waking up not as a burden, but as a celebration of life itself? Instead of fighting the alarm, we could greet each new morning as a gift, another chance to grow, to learn, to live. Awakening with intention becomes an energizing force, setting the rhythm for a day of purpose. Rising immediately when the alarm rings becomes a declaration of discipline, a way to strengthen your resolve and take charge of your day. Picture yourself starting with mental sharpness and physical readiness instead of dragging yourself through fatigue and guilt. This simple act of getting up on time can spark a ripple effect throughout your entire routine. The next time your alarm goes off, remember, it's not just a noise, it's a signal, a reminder that you have another opportunity to live fully. Wake up with gratitude. Embrace the day. Witness how that one act can elevate not only your morning, but your life. Then there's the often overlooked habit of neglecting hydration. As we open our eyes in the morning, many of us skip this essential ritual. But after a long night of sleep, our body craves water. It's asking us to replenish what's been lost. Hydration is the most basic and immediate way to awaken our body and energize our mind. Marcus Aurelius taught that the thoughts we feed ourselves shape our happiness. And what better way to prepare the mind than by caring for the vessel that holds it? Drinking water in the morning is like flipping the switch on your inner engine. It kickstarts your organs, wakes up your digestion, and floods your cells with life-giving energy. To drink water first thing is to send your body a clear message: you matter. It's an act of self-respect that sets the tone for your entire day. Water doesn't just hydrate, it detoxifies, energizes, and clears the fog from your mind. Picture yourself savoring those first sips, the cool liquid awakening every fiber of your being, reviving you. It's like watering the soil of your day, ensuring that whatever you plant will thrive. So before you rush into your to-do list or scroll through notifications, pause, take a breath, reach for that glass of water, feel life moving through you again. This seemingly small ritual is a powerful daily reset, a conscious way to step into the day clear, alert, and aligned. Just like a musical instrument must be tuned before a concert, your body deserves the same care. Morning hydration is your way of preparing for the performance of life. Nourish yourself, reawaken, and go forward with renewed strength and clarity. Lastly, Don't abandon your sense of calm. The moment of waking up marks the beginning of a sacred transition, from rest to activity, from dream to reality. Let this be a gentle crossing, not a chaotic leap. Give yourself permission to rise slowly, with intention and awareness. Don't allow external pressures to dictate the rhythm of your awakening. The Stoics knew the importance of inner peace, especially in a world that constantly tries to disrupt it. Begin your day rooted in calm, and you'll be more prepared to face whatever comes your way, not with haste, but with presence. Don't abandon the moment, calmly embrace it. Waking up signals the start of a new chapter, yet many of us meet it with urgency and unrest. Imagine if, instead, we could transform this daily act into a nourishing ritual, one that sets the rhythm for a grounded and effective day. The wise Roman emperor Marcus Aurelius once cautioned that haste is the companion of failure. His words echo across time, urging us to begin each day not with panic, but with poise and deliberate intention. Rather than springing out of bed like someone escaping a threat, consider adopting a gentler, more mindful routine. Think of waking as the slow unveiling of dawn, peaceful, promising, and full of possibility. As your eyes flutter open, take a few seconds just to be still. Breathe deeply, allowing the air to awaken your lungs and fuel your body. Stretch slowly, like a cat easing into movement, activating each muscle with care and awareness. As your body slowly comes alive, begin to align your thoughts with the day ahead. Picture your responsibilities not as burdens, but as meaningful opportunities for creation and fulfillment. This is the perfect moment to set clear intentions and reconnect with your deeper purpose. Marcus Aurelius also reminds us to focus on each task only as long as it requires. Apply this principle to your morning. Avoid distractions and stay anchored in what truly matters. Feed your body, your mind, and your soul so that you're well equipped for both the challenges and the joys that await. Taking this mindful approach to awakening lays a strong foundation, like planting a seed of calm that will bloom into clarity and productivity. Imagine gliding through your day like a boat in still waters, not struggling against the current. This single change, waking up with presence, can leave you more grounded, less anxious, and far more prepared to face life with grace. Remember, every morning is another chance to slow your pace and realign with your values. By investing just a few minutes into a calm and deliberate beginning, you're not only enriching your morning routine, but enhancing the quality of your entire day and, ultimately, your life. Let's not forget the fuel we need to start our engines. A day that begins with nourishment is a day primed for resilience. Breakfast, often neglected amid our hectic schedules, is crucial. Much like a vehicle cannot run without fuel, our bodies and minds cannot function optimally without proper morning sustenance. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that our present choices shape our future. Starting the day with nourishment is not merely about satisfying hunger, it's about laying the groundwork for the hours ahead. When we skip breakfast, we're more likely to feel irritable, scattered, and sluggish. And yet, it doesn't require a lavish spread. Something as simple as a bowl of oatmeal, a smoothie, or eggs and toast can drastically influence the tone of our day. Epictetus wisely told us to listen more and speak less. Let us apply that to our bodies. Tune in and respond to what it needs. Don't underestimate the impact of a wholesome breakfast. This modest habit holds the power to reshape your daily rhythm, transforming rushed mornings into moments of renewal and readiness. Taking time to eat well in the morning is an investment in energy and motivation. So when your alarm rings tomorrow, resist the urge to hurry. Instead, take a few mindful minutes to nourish your body. You'll be amazed at how this simple act can elevate your entire day. After all, breakfast isn't just a meal, it's the first conscious step toward a remarkable day. Drifting through the day without direction leaves us vulnerable to uncertainty. Marcus Aurelius urged us not just to reflect on virtue, but to embody it in our daily lives. This principle applies beautifully to our morning routine. Imagine waking without a clear agenda, adrift in a sea of endless options with nothing to anchor your time. It becomes easy to be swept up in distractions, only to end the day wondering where the time went and why you feel so unfulfilled. But now imagine the alternative. You rise with intention and become the architect of your day. Spend a few minutes in the morning sketching out a plan. List your most crucial tasks and decide what matters most. This small act creates momentum and helps you move through the day with clarity and purpose. You'll find yourself less distracted, more driven. Epictetus reminds us that true wealth lies not in abundance, but in simplifying our desires. Planning your day lets you focus energy on what truly counts, avoiding the drain of trivialities. Visualize starting your morning with a clear route. It's a subtle shift that can drastically enhance not only productivity, but your sense of purpose and fulfillment. So before diving into your to-do list tomorrow, pause. Take a breath. Map your direction. You'll be surprised at how this minor ritual can shift your entire day into one of meaningful progress. Our waking thoughts can often feel like a downpour of worry and doubt, but we have the power to shift that internal climate. Marcus Aurelius taught that our minds are shaped by the impressions we allow. Like a blacksmith's hammer that molds the metal, our thoughts forge our experience. While we may not control every event, we can absolutely control our response. Envision waking up, and instead of sinking into a mental fog of stress, you choose to see the day as a blank canvas waiting for vibrant colors. Epictetus said, "It's not events themselves that disturb us, but our interpretation of them." This insight alone can transform obstacles into moments of learning and evolution. The moment you catch your thoughts turning sour, pause. Ask yourself, does this thought serve me? Is there a more constructive way to see this situation? This practice of self-awareness is like sowing seeds of emotional strength. Our thoughts, after all, guide our emotions, which then shape our actions. Cultivating a positive mindset early in the day is like aligning a compass before a journey. It sets the direction. Picture your mind as a sailboat adjusting its sails to catch the best winds. Even on turbulent seas, you can stay on course. Strengthening this habit of noticing, questioning, and redirecting negative thoughts is like building emotional muscles. With time, you become more resilient, able to face stress and adversity with calm resolve. So the next time your morning begins with a wave of negativity, remember the teachings of the Stoics. Pause, observe, choose again. Let the sunlight in. You'll be amazed at how this one small shift can brighten not only your morning, but your entire life. At dawn, there lies a precious opportunity to mold the shape of your day. Often, in our eagerness to dive into tasks and obligations, we overlook this sacred window for self-reflection. Yet this moment of stillness can be a powerful anchor, setting the emotional tone for everything that follows. Imagine waking, and instead of rushing, you take just a few minutes to check in with yourself. This quiet pause holds the capacity to change your entire outlook and equip your spirit to meet the day ahead. Marcus Aurelius, in his enduring wisdom, advised beginning each morning with a mental exercise, reminding yourself that the day will bring challenges, rudeness, selfishness, ungratefulness. This isn't pessimism, it's preparation. It's about building resilience, so you're not caught off guard. Without this pause for contemplation, we risk becoming lost in a sea of obligations, tossed by waves of distraction and expectation. Morning reflection becomes your internal compass, guiding your thoughts, decisions, and actions throughout the day. It's like consulting a map before a long journey, clarifying your destination and the route that will get you there. This doesn't need to be complex. It can be as simple as sitting quietly with your breath, acknowledging what lies ahead, and reminding yourself of your deeper values. This small act of mental tuning can be the most powerful part of your morning, transforming chaos into clarity and routine into meaning. It can be as simple as sitting quietly for a few minutes, jotting your thoughts down in a journal, or engaging in a brief meditation. What truly matters is taking a moment to carve out mental space that allows you to clarify your intentions and priorities. By committing to this habit, you lay a strong foundation for your day. You'll find yourself more centered, less reactive to whatever the world throws at you, and more in tune with your deeper purpose. Picture the contrast between launching into your day already entangled in chaos versus beginning with calm, clarity, and intention. This seemingly minor morning ritual could very well serve as the spark for a profound transformation in your daily experience, boosting both productivity and inner peace. So next time the day begins, greet the dawn with mindfulness before rushing into your routine. Pause, take a deep breath, reflect on what matters most, and mentally equip yourself for the road ahead. Remember what Marcus Aurelius advised. Begin each day by reminding yourself, today I will encounter interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness. This isn't about fostering negativity, but about preparing the mind to meet whatever challenges arise with composure and wisdom. Equally important is not overlooking the needs of your physical body, particularly in the morning. As we rise, our body pleads for attention. Epictetus wisely reminded us that we must define our essence before we act, a lesson that applies just as much to morning physical neglect. Ignoring the body's signals upon waking can lead to stiffness, fatigue, and a lack of energy. Our body, like a finely tuned machine, requires daily maintenance. A brief stretching routine or light physical activity in the morning can be the catalyst that unlocks our energy for the entire day. Marcus Aurelius likened life to a form of struggle, a challenge we must be physically prepared to meet. Morning movement is more than just physical. It triggers chemical processes, enhancing blood circulation and releasing endorphins, the natural messengers of happiness and vitality. By dedicating just a few minutes to this self-care ritual, it's as if you flip a switch that activates your entire being. Visualize yourself caring for your well-being. Every stretch, every movement is an act of growth. This modest habit can become the cornerstone of a transformation that improves both your physical and mental health, smoothing the transition into your day and energizing your every step. The next time the sun rises, before plunging into your to-do list, pause and honor your body. Stretch, move, and observe how this ritual becomes a wellspring of revitalizing energy. Your body is your most faithful companion on this life journey. Treat it with the dignity and care it deserves, and it will respond with strength and resilience to meet whatever the day may bring. Another often overlooked aspect of a meaningful morning is nurturing your relationships. In the pursuit of a meaningful life, Stoic philosophy holds relationships in high regard. Seneca, one of its greatest voices, highlighted the irreplaceable value of friendship and love as pillars of a fulfilling existence. Amid the noise and busyness of daily life, it's all too easy to sideline the connections that matter most in favor of tasks and obligations. Yet, taking a few moments each morning to nurture these emotional ties can greatly enrich not just your own well-being, but also the lives of those you care about. A heartfelt good morning, a genuine hug, or a short, thoughtful conversation can reinforce the bonds that remind us we are not alone in this world. Marcus Aurelius urged us to accept and cherish the people that fate has placed in our lives. With an attitude of love and acceptance, our daily interactions can transform into profound sources of strength and encouragement. Beginning the day with a dose of positive human connection instills a sense of belonging and joy, which enhances our resilience in the face of life's inevitable challenges. These moments help us stay grounded in what truly matters. By fostering gratitude and affection in our relationships, we build a solid support network, one that uplifts us during hardships and celebrates with us in times of joy. This practice doesn't just enrich our personal lives, it sets off a ripple of positivity that can touch everyone around us. So, as the day begins, before the busyness sweeps you away, make time to connect with someone special. Whether it's through a warm message, a quick phone call, or sharing a morning meal, these small gestures can transform your morning and infuse your life with deeper meaning. Relationships are life's true treasure. Never underestimate the power of a simple act of kindness. It could be the ray of light that brightens not only your day, but also that of many others. Breathing, something so basic yet so often taken for granted, is another powerful tool for transformation that is often overlooked. Conscious breathing, when practiced intentionally, can reset your entire day. Picture yourself beginning each morning with a clear mind and a calm body, fully ready to meet whatever comes. This is the gift that mindful breathing can offer. Stoic thinkers like Epictetus stress the importance of being anchored in the present moment, and breathing is the most immediate path to that awareness. It serves as our natural anchor, gently pulling us away from regrets of the past or worries about the future. Imagine your breath as a quiet rhythm between your inner self and the outer world. Every inhale brings in new energy, every exhale lets go of what no longer serves. It's a simple act, yet deeply transformative. When you rise in the morning, resist the urge to plunge straight into the chaos. Instead, take a few moments for yourself. Feel the air as it enters your nostrils, expands your lungs, and fills your belly. Hold it for a moment, savor it, then let it go slowly, releasing tension as you do. This simple process has remarkable effects. It soothes the nervous system, lowers stress levels, and sharpens your focus. But conscious breathing isn't just a physical activity, it's a discipline. By focusing on the breath, you're learning how to direct your attention, a precious ability in today's distraction-heavy world. Recall the words of Epictetus. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Reapproach breathing with fresh curiosity. You may be amazed at the clarity and peace it brings. No special tools or long hours are needed. Just a few quiet moments can lay the groundwork for a day rooted in calm and purpose. So, when the alarm sounds next, resist the pull of routine. Instead, pause, breathe. Let each inhale be a reminder that you're alive, present, and prepared to greet the day. This gentle shift may well be the beginning of a richer, more balanced existence. And finally, never lose sight of nature. Its quiet majesty offers wisdom and healing that we too often neglect in our modern routines. Surrounded by screens, artificial light, and endless noise, we drift further from the natural world and, in doing so, from our own essence. Yet, reawakening our connection with nature can be a deeply transformative experience. Imagine beginning your day not to the jarring ring of an alarm, but to the soft rustle of leaves, the flow of a stream, or the melodic chorus of birds. Marcus Aurelius, in his enduring insight, encouraged us to pause and behold the beauty of sunrises and sunsets, to admire the calmness of water. Science supports what ancient wisdom has long held. Spending time in nature can ease our anxious minds, elevate our mood, and sharpen our focus. It's as if returning to the natural world allows us to recalibrate our own internal rhythm. The beauty of it is that we don't need grand adventures to reap these benefits. Small, intentional acts, like opening a window to feel the morning air, stepping outside to hear the birds, or watching the sky change color at dawn, can be more than enough. Sometimes the most ordinary gestures are the most powerful, like opening your window in the morning to breathe in the crisp air, or taking a short walk while noticing the soft hues of the sky and the gentle sway of leaves dancing in the wind. These simple moments can be enough to root you firmly in the present. Nature offers us timeless wisdom about movement, impermanence, and beauty. Each blooming flower and drifting cloud reminds us how precious the present moment truly is. So, before you throw yourself into the busyness of the day, pause. Give yourself the gift of stillness and connection with the natural world. Observe, breathe, feel. Let the calm and quiet strength of nature flow into you, anchoring you with a sense of inner stability to face whatever the day may bring. This small yet deeply powerful ritual has the capacity to transform not just your mornings, but your entire outlook on life. Nature waits, always patient, always welcoming, ready to hold you in its nurturing arms. All it asks is that you say yes to its invitation to rediscover the peace and beauty that exist not only around you, but also within you. Do not lose sight of your true essence. Revisit your values and realign with your goals so you can live each day with authenticity and meaning. At the start of your day, take a few quiet moments to visualize intentionally. This practice, inspired by the insights of the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, can serve as the catalyst for unlocking your fullest potential. Begin by mentally sketching out your day. Picture your responsibilities and challenges and imagine yourself skillfully navigating them. Envision handling work demands with calm clarity, gracefully managing the unexpected and interacting with others, whether in meetings or casual exchanges, with warmth and wisdom. See yourself triumphing over setbacks, approaching problems creatively, and finding balance in moments of tension. This is not wishful thinking. This is mental training. Just as elite athletes rehearse their performance in their minds before the competition, you too can prepare your brain for the day's trials. Each positive image you hold builds confidence and emotional strength. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that while we cannot predict the future, we can meet it with peace if our mind is prepared. Think of yourself as an architect designing the blueprint for your ideal day. Every detail you envision is a step closer to a more purposeful, structured life. This morning ritual becomes your compass, guiding your choices and behavior toward your deeper aspirations. It's like activating a mental GPS, setting your destination and allowing your subconscious to map out the best path forward. By engaging in visualization and immersing yourself fully in your morning rhythm, you're scripting your day in advance. Each imagined scene becomes emotional armor, helping you walk into reality with composure and clarity. The mind is like a garden. It flourishes with what you nurture. When you plant seeds of positivity and empowering images first thing in the morning, you lay the groundwork for a day rich in meaning and success. So, before the whirlwind of your daily routine begins, take a pause, breathe slowly, close your eyes, and see your best day unfold in your mind's eye. This seemingly small act can shift your entire perspective, strengthening your confidence and resilience so that you can take on any challenge that crosses your path. Do not drift away from gratitude. When you wake up, imagine yourself as a tender of the soul, planting the seeds of appreciation deep within your heart. This practice, deeply rooted in the teachings of Stoicism, has the potential to completely shift the way you see your life and elevate your experience in the most unexpected ways. Seneca, one of Stoicism's great voices, likened gratitude to a hidden treasure that waits to be found each morning. As you open your eyes to a new day, let yourself sink into a state of grateful awareness. Grateful for the people who enrich your life, the simple pleasures that surround you, and the opportunities that continue to present themselves. Gratitude becomes your lighthouse, steering your thoughts away from the jagged cliffs of negativity and guiding them toward the calm shores of joy and appreciation. The benefits of this practice extend well beyond emotional well-being. Gratitude touches the very fabric of your physical and mental health, acting as an unseen shield against stress and enhancing your natural resilience. Visualize yourself stepping into the day wrapped in a glowing aura of contentment, radiating tranquility in every interaction. Gratitude becomes a magical lens, revealing beauty in the smallest details. And when life becomes difficult, this habit of thankfulness serves as your anchor, keeping you steady during the storms. Marcus Aurelius viewed every morning as a sacred gift, an opportunity to breathe, to think, to feel, and to love. When you infuse your morning with Stoic principles, you begin crafting a stronger, wiser version of yourself with each new dawn. Let every sunrise be a fresh chance to plant gratitude, gather purpose, and water the deep inner strength that fuels your journey to make the world a better place. The way you begin your day can be the spark that ignites a profound shift in your entire life. So, I invite you to step into this new day with intention and curiosity. Embrace the teachings of Stoicism, apply them to your daily life, and witness the quiet yet powerful transformations that begin to unfold. The ancient wisdom of the Stoics remains profoundly relevant today and may hold the key to living a more centered, fulfilling life in the modern world. Don't let yourself feel rushed or overwhelmed by all these insights. Remember, this video will always be here for you, ready to offer guidance whenever you need to return to it. The path of Stoicism is not a race. It is a gentle, continuous unfolding. Start slowly. choose one lesson to begin with. Consistency and reflection matter more than speed. In the comments, share which lesson you feel drawn to begin practicing. If you found value in this content, give it a like and consider subscribing to our channel. And if you've made it this far into the video, let us know by commenting the words Stoic Wisdom. I read each and every message and truly appreciate your presence and commitment. Don't forget to explore the 2 videos appearing on your screen now. They will beautifully complement today's teachings and deepen your understanding. Until next time, how can we overcome insecurity using the wisdom of Stoic philosophy? This question is especially significant in our current times, where social media constantly bombards us with images of seemingly perfect lives, making us feel judged, compared, and often not good enough. But what if we could learn to feel more confident, more composed, and at peace with who we truly are? In today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, where it seems like everyone is caught up in an endless competition for attention, praise, and approval, Stoicism offers a refreshing and powerful alternative. This ancient philosophy encourages us to focus on what truly matters, to cultivate an inner strength that enables us to face life's challenges with calmness and assurance. In this video, we will explore 8 profound Stoic principles that can help you free yourself from daily insecurity. Each of these keys will be explained in detail and paired with a quote from a Stoic philosopher that perfectly captures the essence of the lesson. Together, we will explore important concepts such as ataraxia, the dichotomy of control, and the importance of living in alignment with our personal values. If you've ever experienced moments of self-doubt or have struggled with your self-image, especially in this digital era, then this message is for you. Prepare yourself for a journey of transformation that will help you develop a lasting sense of inner security, one that doesn't rely on likes, followers, or external approval, but is rooted in a deep understanding and acceptance of your true self. Before we dive deeper, I would truly appreciate it if you could give this video a like so it can reach even more people. And if you don't want to miss any future content, be sure to subscribe and activate the notification bell. Let's begin with the first key, the dichotomy of control. The dichotomy of control is one of the cornerstone teachings of Stoicism. It's about clearly identifying what lies within our power and what does not. Epictetus, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, laid this out simply yet profoundly. Some things are up to us, and some things are not. Now, let me offer you a phrase from another Stoic master. It is better to do what is right than to seek the approval of others. This insight comes from Marcus Aurelius in his Meditations. So how does the dichotomy of control help us deal with insecurity? Insecurity frequently stems from our concern over things beyond our control, like what others think of us or whether our efforts will succeed. When we worry about these external factors, we hand over our peace of mind to forces we cannot influence. But when we narrow our focus to only what we can control, our actions, our words, our character, we begin to dissolve that anxiety. Take a job interview, for example. Rather than stressing over whether you'll be hired, which is ultimately not in your hands, focus on how you present yourself, how honestly and confidently you speak, and how well you communicate your qualifications. These are the elements you can influence. Moreover, embracing this principle allows you to accept the outcome, whatever it may be, with grace. When you know you've done your part to the best of your ability, you can face the results with calm and clarity, recognizing that the rest is out of your hands. Life is unpredictable, and learning to accept that truth brings a powerful kind of freedom. This mindset builds a deep, enduring sense of inner stability that doesn't shake every time the external world shifts. So next time you catch yourself feeling insecure, pause and ask, "Is this within my control?" If it's not, let it go. Instead, pour your energy into what you can affect. With time and consistency, this habit becomes second nature, gradually quieting your insecurity and making room for peace and confidence to grow. Now let's move to the second key, ataraxia. Ataraxia is a Greek word that translates to imperturbability or serenity of the soul. For the Stoics, achieving ataraxia meant maintaining a state of calm and inner peace regardless of external circumstances. Practicing ataraxia means developing a mindset where external events no longer hold the power to disturb your emotional state. It's not about being indifferent or cold, but about learning to respond to life without overreacting. It's about finding peace not in the absence of chaos, but in the presence of self-mastery. Seneca, the Roman Stoic philosopher, described this in a memorable way. "We feel offended by even the smallest injury, but a truly wise person does not even flinch at a major wound because he is always prepared with unwavering firmness." These words come from his letters to Lucilius, and here's another powerful phrase, this one from Marcus Aurelius. "The mind free from passions is a citadel. A person has no fortress more secure to retreat into and remain unshaken forever." This quote from his Meditations captures the Stoic vision of emotional strength and resilience. So how does ataraxia help you overcome insecurity? Insecurity often arises when we are swept away by our emotions or when we allow external events like negative comments, rejection, or criticism to shake our self-worth. For instance, a single negative comment on social media might ruin your day, leading you to question your value or abilities. But when you cultivate ataraxia, you create a stable inner core that is no longer at the mercy of other people's opinions or the unpredictable nature of life. You begin to respond rather than react. You begin to observe your emotions without letting them control your decisions or damage your confidence. Ataraxia doesn't mean becoming numb, it means becoming grounded. It's the ability to remain composed in both praise and criticism, in success and failure. And from this calm, clarity emerges. You start to realize that your value is not dictated by outside forces, but by your actions, your values, and your inner harmony. By developing this tranquil state of mind, you empower yourself to move through the world with quiet strength and unshakable confidence. Not because you are immune to pain or failure, but because you are rooted in something deeper, your own unshaken center. Negative comments on social media can deeply affect our emotions, leaving us feeling hurt or uncertain about ourselves. However, by practicing ataraxia, a state of inner tranquility, we can learn to approach such criticism with calmness rather than letting it stir negative emotions within us. Cultivating an ataraxia mindset allows us to handle external judgments and criticism with balance and serenity. Instead of reacting impulsively or feeling wounded, we learn to assess situations with objectivity and respond in a thoughtful and composed manner. This way of approaching criticism helps to ease anxiety and reduce feelings of insecurity, enabling us to preserve our peace of mind and self-confidence even in the face of difficult or discouraging circumstances. To build this inner calm, you can start with some practical exercises. Begin with daily meditation. Set aside a few moments each day to quiet your mind and bring your attention to the present moment. Focus on your breath and gently release any thoughts that arise, particularly those tied to worries or self-doubt. This practice will center you and help you develop emotional clarity. Another helpful exercise is to engage in Stoic reflection at the end of each day. Think back on the moments that unsettled you and consider whether those situations were within your control. Reflect on how you might have responded with greater calmness or wisdom. This type of reflection strengthens your self-awareness and helps you cultivate better self-mastery over time. When you encounter a situation that provokes insecurity, practice responding consciously. Pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and recall the importance of maintaining your inner peace. Choose deliberately how you want to respond, rather than reacting automatically. Developing ataraxia is a gradual process. It won't happen overnight. But with steady and intentional practice, you'll begin to notice a decline in your insecurity and a rise in your ability to remain composed in the face of adversity. Now let's explore another profound Stoic key to overcoming insecurity: using death as a counselor. This idea, known in Stoicism as memento mori, means remember you will die. While it might sound somber at first, it is actually a powerful tool for living a fuller, more courageous life. Why should we reflect on death? Because doing so helps us gain perspective on what truly matters. When we recognize that life is temporary, we're more inclined to let go of petty concerns and devote ourselves to what's essential. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers and Roman emperors, offered this timeless advice. Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. Meditations, Book 4. This serves as a reminder to live with intention and authenticity. Epictetus also urged us to consider death as if it were watching us, allowing that awareness to guide our actions and thoughts. So how does this awareness of mortality help us with insecurity? Insecurity often stems from fears: fear of being judged, fear of failure, or fear of what the future holds. But when we keep the reality of death close to our awareness, those fears begin to lose their grip. We start to realize how insignificant many of our daily worries are when viewed from the broader perspective of life and death. For instance, if you're afraid to speak in public because you might make a mistake, remember how short life is and how precious each opportunity can be. This realization can embolden you to take action despite fear, because there is no time to waste living under the shadow of insecurity. To help you embody this mindset, try engaging in practical exercises. Begin by setting aside a few minutes each day for memento mori meditation. Contemplate your own mortality, not in a morbid way, but with the intention of clarifying your values. Ask yourself how you want to be remembered and what kind of legacy you wish to leave behind. This reflection will sharpen your focus on what really matters and inspire you to act with purpose. You can also take time to evaluate your current concerns. Write them down, then ask yourself which of these will still matter in a year, 5 years, or at the end of your life. This process will help you distinguish between what deserves your energy and what is merely noise. From there, strive to live each day with purpose. Choose at least one action daily that aligns with your core values and your deeper mission. whether it's something small like expressing appreciation or something more significant like dedicating time to a meaningful project. When you reflect on your mortality, you gain a wellspring of motivation to push past insecurity and live with greater courage and truth. Every moment becomes more precious, and there is no space left for unnecessary fears and doubts. The fourth Stoic key to overcoming insecurity is embracing the power of the present moment. The Stoics taught that much of our anxiety and insecurity stem from dwelling on the past or fearing the future. Marcus Aurelius advised that we carry out each action in life as if it were our last, a teaching found in Meditations, Book 2. What does it really mean to live in the present? It means being fully engaged, conscious, and committed to the here and now. Rather than wasting mental energy ruminating on what has already happened or imagining what might go wrong, we bring our full presence to what is unfolding right in front of us. This principle aligns with modern mindfulness practices that encourage grounding ourselves in the moment to reduce stress and cultivate peace. Happiness lies in the ability to enjoy the present moment without becoming overwhelmed by anxiety about what may come. In his letters to Lucilius, Seneca emphasized the importance of focusing on the now rather than being consumed by thoughts of the uncertain future. Insecurity often takes root in our minds when we dwell on the unknown. Questions like, "What if I fail?" or "What will people think of me?" These thoughts rob us of our peace and plant seeds of self-doubt. But when we learn to center ourselves in the present, those worries begin to lose their power. Our attention shifts to what we can actually influence in the here and now. This focus not only calms our minds, but also enhances our ability to act with confidence and clarity. Take, for instance, an important presentation. Instead of losing yourself in worries about the final outcome or how others will perceive you, you can choose to concentrate on giving your best effort every moment. This shift in focus doesn't just improve your performance, it also significantly reduces stress and anxiety. To help cultivate this mindset, start by practicing mindfulness every day. This could be through meditation or simply by bringing full awareness to your everyday actions, whether you're eating, walking, or washing your hands. The key is to be completely present in the moment. Another useful practice is learning to interrupt your thoughts. When you catch yourself dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, make a conscious decision to redirect your focus back to the present. Ask yourself, what can I do right now? Lastly, find simple ways to ground yourself throughout the day. Set gentle reminders, a sound, an alarm, or even a routine like taking deep breaths, to pause and reconnect with the present moment. By living this way, you diminish the grip of fear and anxiety, which are often the roots of insecurity. You become more mindful of your actions and choices, which in turn allows you to move through life with greater peace and self-assurance. Another powerful Stoic key to overcoming insecurity is the acceptance of change. The Stoics understood that change is not just a possibility, it is a certainty of life. Resisting it only brings suffering. Instead of fighting against the ever-moving current of existence, they encouraged us to embrace it and remain flexible. Accepting change means acknowledging that all things are temporary and our circumstances can shift at any moment. This mindset frees us from being overly attached to material possessions or rigid expectations about how life should unfold. Marcus Aurelius put it simply, "Remember, everything is ephemeral. both what is remembered and what is forgotten. From Meditations, Book 4. Now consider Seneca's wisdom in Letters to Lucilius. It is not the load that weighs you down, but how you carry it. This perspective teaches us that insecurity often stems from our reluctance to let go of the familiar and our fear of what's unfamiliar. When we accept change as a natural and inevitable part of life, we become more resilient. We stop resisting out of fear and instead begin to welcome change as an opportunity for personal growth and transformation. For example, imagine you suddenly lose your job or need to move to a new place. Acceptance doesn't mean you won't feel discomfort. It means you'll be able to meet the situation with calm determination. Rather than lamenting what you've lost, you'll begin to see the new possibilities that lie ahead. This kind of response can be nurtured through practices like detachment. Notice the areas in your life where you're overly attached to specific outcomes or routines. Work on releasing that grip and making room for new experiences. Cultivate mental flexibility by training your mind to adapt. When challenges arise, ask yourself, how can I grow from this? What can I learn? And perhaps, most importantly, develop gratitude for change. Instead of viewing it as a threat, see it as a hidden blessing. Give thanks for the lessons it brings and the fresh doors it opens. Embracing change in this way strengthens your sense of self and reduces fear of the future, allowing you to live with confidence and openness. The sixth Stoic key to overcoming insecurity is to live in accordance with nature. For the Stoics, this meant aligning your life with your true essence and with the rational order of the universe. It's about understanding your place in the world and acting in harmony with both your inner nature and the larger cosmos. To live this way is to recognize that we are rational and social beings. Our nature calls us to use reason as our guide in making decisions, to live in community with others, and to act with virtue for the good of all. Epictetus reminds us, happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control and others are not. This clarity helps us let go of unnecessary fears and worries. In Letters to Lucilius, Seneca sheds light on how Stoic wisdom can help us deal with insecurity. Insecurity often emerges when we feel a lack of connection, both with ourselves and with others. It tends to arise when we live according to the expectations imposed by the outside world, or when we chase after goals that are misaligned with who we truly are. But when we choose to live in harmony with nature, we begin to focus on what truly matters. This alignment with our authentic self brings a sense of inner connection and wholeness. Rather than seeking validation through material achievements or through the approval of others, Stoicism encourages us to turn inward and focus on the cultivation of virtues such as wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. These virtues serve as a sturdy foundation for building self-respect and a deep sense of confidence, one that does not rely on outside validation or changing circumstances. By aligning our life with these core principles, we start to feel more rooted in who we are. One way to begin this journey is through the practice of self-knowledge. Devote time to truly understanding yourself. Reflect on your core values, your strengths, and your weaknesses. Ask yourself what genuinely matters to you, what brings you a sense of purpose, and what makes you feel fulfilled. This kind of inner reflection is not a one-time event, but a consistent effort to deepen your understanding of who you are. Another way to reinforce your inner strength is by engaging in acts of virtue throughout your daily life. Let your actions reflect the values and principles you hold dear. This can be as simple as telling the truth in a tough situation, offering help without expecting anything in return, or being fair and impartial in your decisions. These small moments of integrity accumulate into a life of deeper meaning and self-worth. Spending time in nature can also bring clarity and peace. Nature reminds us of our place in the greater whole and the interconnectedness of all life. When you immerse yourself in the natural world, you reconnect with something larger than yourself. This experience can help ease inner tension, making you feel more grounded and in tune with the rhythm of the universe. Living in harmony with nature creates a life that is guided by your core values and reduces feelings of insecurity, because you know that you are acting in alignment with your true self and with the natural order of things. The seventh Stoic principle for overcoming insecurity is recognizing the importance of virtue. For the Stoics, virtue is not just a concept, it is the only real good and the cornerstone of a fulfilled and meaningful life. The central virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation are not only moral ideals, but practical tools for daily living. By developing these virtues, we strengthen our character and begin to trust ourselves more deeply. To focus on virtue means to live by strong ethical standards and to aim for excellence in all that we do. Epictetus reminded us that we should remain faithful to our values and act with integrity, regardless of what is happening around us. Virtue, as the Stoics saw it, is the expression of a will that is in harmony with nature. It is a deliberate and conscious choice to do what is right. Seneca wrote, "Only a life lived in virtue can be a calm and happy life." This wisdom highlights how focusing on virtue can ease our insecurity. Much of our inner doubt stems from uncertainty about our abilities or our worth. But when we root ourselves in virtue, we build a solid base of self-respect and quiet confidence. We begin to realize that no matter what circumstances we face, we are acting rightly and honestly. Take, for example, a difficult situation that requires a tough decision. When we focus on virtue, we're better able to choose what is morally right over what is merely convenient. Acting with justice and courage reinforces our self-esteem and gives us more faith in our ability to navigate challenges with clarity and strength. To deepen this commitment to virtue, begin by identifying your core values and the virtues you want to develop. Write them down and place them somewhere visible so you are reminded of them daily. At the end of each day, reflect on your actions and decisions. Ask yourself if you lived in alignment with your values and virtues. If you notice areas that need improvement, make a plan for how you can do better next time. Commit to practicing at least one act of virtue every day. This could be something like helping someone in need to cultivate justice, facing a fear to develop courage, learning something new to embody wisdom, or resisting an impulse to practice moderation. When you focus on virtue, you begin to build an identity rooted in principles that are strong and unwavering. This sense of integrity naturally reduces feelings of insecurity and boosts your confidence. You begin to feel more in control of your life and more certain about the choices you make because you know they align with what is good and right. The eighth Stoic key to letting go of insecurity is embracing self-control. Self-control is the ability to regulate our emotions, impulses, and desires so we can act deliberately and wisely. The Stoics believed that cultivating self-control was essential to achieving inner peace and living virtuously. What does it mean to develop self-control? It means becoming more aware of how we respond emotionally and behaviorally, and then making conscious choices about how to act. This doesn't come naturally. It requires consistent practice and ongoing self-awareness. Seneca advised us to discard the part that disappoints you and focus instead on what you can control. This practice can be especially helpful in moments of insecurity. For example, if you find yourself feeling jealous or envious of someone else, self-control gives you the ability to recognize those emotions without letting them take over. Instead of acting out of envy, you can choose to respond with gratitude and appreciation for what you already have. To begin developing self-control, spend time each day observing your own emotional reactions and behaviors. Ask yourself what triggered those feelings and consider how you could have responded differently. Identify areas in your life where you'd like to have more control, perhaps in your eating habits, spending, exercise, or emotional responses, and set clear goals to build healthier habits in those areas. Incorporating mindfulness can also support the growth of self-control. When you train your mind to be more present in the moment, you become less vulnerable to distractions and automatic reactions. As you strengthen your self-control, your confidence naturally grows. You begin to trust your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. Instead of being swept away by negative emotions, you gain the power to respond with calm, clarity, and purpose. This opens the door to a more peaceful and balanced life.